The presumption of innocence. Yet another thing of many that Letitia Stalk tried to exploit. Anyway, how are you guys? Thank you for being here. Looks like we are ready to go for part 2 of Letitia Stalk's July 2021 jail calls. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. So I did want to make a quick announcement. Hey, Grammy. Good to see you too. I did want to make a quick announcement. So I looked at the calendar today and I realized that tomorrow, August 4th, 2024, is Letitia Stalk's 41st birthday. As if we give a shit, right? We will not be singing her the happy birthday song here on this channel. I do not want to wish her a happy birthday. Instead, I think like the rest of you guys, if I had to wish her anything at all, I think I would wish her the opposite of happiness for the rest of her unnatural life in whatever prison will put up with her. So I guess that's my birthday wish to Tisha Lynn tomorrow. Just misery, forever misery, and then some more. Anyway, I don't like wishing harm on people. But I feel like she has deserved misery. I think she's earned it 100%. All right, you guys. I do want to jump right in because I don't want to be here as long as we were last night. So I guess I'll try to keep it as tight as I can. So where were we? Last night we wrapped up with a phone call to Amy Bolton, which resulted in Letitia learning that Harley had called Amy and asked if she could move in with her, which Letitia knew absolutely nothing about, but of course pretended that she did. And then Letitia tried to call Harley multiple times, probably, for manipulation or to guilt trip her about, how she had to learn about the boyfriend and also that they broke up from Aunt Brenda, and probably also to guilt trip her about how she had to learn that Harley wanted to move in with Amy from Amy. Anyway, lucky for Harley did not answer. So then Letitia called Amy Bolton back and told her to text Harley and ask her to make sure that she puts that money, the money from Aunt Brenda, on Letitia's books. And, I was tossing that around like I do and just wondering, what's her point? And, okay, was that second call to Amy telling her to text Harley because Letitia can't get a hold of her? Was it really a way to ensure that Harley knew Letitia had been talking to Amy Bolton and probably knew that she wanted to move in? I mean, maybe. I mean, obviously we're just speculating, but does Letitia really need Amy to text Harley to tell her to put them? I mean, I don't know. The only thing I know for sure is it's a game because Letitia's involved. If Letitia is involved, you can be almost sure that it is some sort of dishonest little game. And then I had the thought too when Letitia said, text Harley and tell her to put that money on the book deposit that money or whatever she said. The way she said it, she said that money. And then she followed it up with, she'll know what money I'm talking about. Okay, Letitia, why couldn't you just tell Amy that it was money from Brenda? Oh, that's right, because not only are you not grateful for the money, but you want to make sure she doesn't get any credit for taking care of you guys either. Just like when Amy said something about Brenda paying for Harley's school and Letitia piped right up and said, no, that's not Brenda's money, that's Kathy's money. Yeah, that's Brenda's friend. God forbid you give Brenda some credit for anything. Anyway, I'm living in the past. Those were last night's calls. We've got tonight's calls to get to. Okay, so the last calls that we listened to with Amy, that was July 16th. And there were also 2 kites on July 16th. So I guess I'll just go ahead and read those. The first one at 8:22 a.m. says, I saw the psychiatrist 11 days ago, and he said look for the anxiety meds on the cart, and still nothing on the cart. Medical said nothing was in the system or waiting from pharmacy. Please ask him. I'm struggling. And then that same day, they responded and said, your concerns will be forwarded to the psych team for review. Thanks for your patience. And the second kite was just 1 minute after she sent the first one, and it was just saying, I have 5 more books to donate. Thanks. And, yesterday we heard her asking for more books from Aunt Brenda. She can only have so many books in her cell. And in order to receive new books, she has to get rid of the old books. So she donates them to the book cart, where anybody in the jail can just grab it and read it for free and put it back when they're done. Anyway, so those are the 2 kites from July 16th. And then Letitia tried to call Harley a few more times on July 17th. But again, Harley didn't answer. And she still hasn't put the money on Letitia's books. So I guess that brings us to now. Well, not now. It brings us to July 18th, which is Letitia's next call, and it's to Aunt Brenda. And we can guess that it's not because she loves her and she misses her and she just wants to listen to, she just wants to hear her voice and see how she's doing and just, check in with Aunt Brenda because she cares. No, it's because the deadline is rapidly approaching to put in a commissary order, and Letitia doesn't have enough to be the, queen of the ward that she believes she is. So, so that being said, I'm going to jump over into the chat and let's see what Brenda has to say.
Hey, baby.
Hey, happy Sunday.
How you doing today?
I'm okay. I watched basketball last night. So
You are?
I watched basketball on TV last night, and then pretty much got up this morning, and that's it.
Well, you got to watch your basketball, baby. I'm glad of that.
I know.
Because you like
weird,
basketball.
I know, it's pretty weird, but I got to watch it, so that was good. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, because that's your favorite thing is basketball.
Yeah.
I'm glad. So glad. Hey, I've been waiting on Harley to call me. She hadn't called me this morning. I figured she was probably still in bed.
Okay, because I have to order by today for food for Wednesday, so that's why I was like,
I guess I was waiting on her to call me, but if she don't, when I hang up from you, I'll just go ahead and call them and put it on the card.
Okay, you know where to do that?
I've called them before, and they put it on the card for me.
Okay,
they take it off the card.
Make sure you do it at Access Corrections, not the tablet. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? I call them on the phone. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but make sure you tell them you put it on my commissary account, not on my tablet.
Commissary account.
Yeah.
Commissary account.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell them that.
Because if not, they put it on the tablet, and you can't use it on there.
Okay, commissary account.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hold on a minute. Okay, I can do that. Commissary account. I wrote it down so I would forget.
I'll try to call Harley again later. Maybe she might be sleeping. So.
Yeah, that's what I figured she was sleeping because I texted her this morning at 8:30 to tell her that I didn't get to go to Walmart because I've been real busy working on an insurance thing for one of my clients.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even been to Walmart, so I hadn't been nowhere really.
Yeah,
me and Trader snuck out of the house last night and went to Cold Stone and got us some ice cream last night.
You let Trader
Oh, yeah, Trader loves ice cream.
I know he loves it. I just said, did you let him get a little bit?
Yeah. And that's the first time I ever done anything like that. I wanted ice cream so bad. It was about 9 o'clock when we left the house to go get it. Because, with Tommy, we would do stuff like that.
Yeah, I know.
But, yeah. But last night, I told Trader, I said, Trader, let's go get us some ice cream. I had my PJs and all on when I went in there.
Oh,
I had my pajamas and, huh?
So that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I had my PJs on. That place was crowded. I thought to myself, oh, my God, I got my PJs on. This place is packed.
You go to Lumberton?
They got one in Lumberton?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
And, they you know, I've always liked Cold Stone. That's one of my favorite ice cream places.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and I ate the whole thing.
Oh, what kind did you get?
I got the coffee flavor. I love the coffee flavor and butter pecan. But it was real good. I mean, you know,
we made
my daughter would have a fit if you ate it. Huh? You made what?
We made a cake last night.
Ooh, how was it?
It's good. It's kind of unique how you have to do it. You have to get big trash bags and take all these cookies in there, and you smash the cookies up, and then you wet all the cookies, and you take all the cream out the cookies, and then you start melting them. I bet
that was different.
It was. So then we took the peanut butter, we melted it, and we took the vanilla cream out separate, and we molded some butterscotch and put butterscotch in the vanilla cream. So that way we had chocolate brownies smashed together, like, you know, we kneaded it together on the bottom, and then we put the butterscotch cream next, then we put the vanilla cookies smashed all in the next on the top, then we put peanut butter next, and then we took chocolate and melted it and drizzled it on top.
Ooh, that was a rich cake. It was sweet, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, I couldn't. Everybody throws in, like, their cookies from lunch or, you know, like if someone bought something for commissary. So you do that, and so then you just, how many people gave it, how many people we counted, then we cut a few extra pieces and gave it to people who didn't have, like, anything to throw in, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. That's
so
good.
Some of the people
that
don't ever have any commissary, we give them.
Well, you know, but sometimes you just can't afford to help everybody.
Yeah, but this was out of our, this was out of our, like, we made these out of our lunch cookies.
But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, I know. I have to tell people that sometime in here, like, because there's some people who it's hard to say no, and I have to tell them, I say, look, your scripture tells us to be a cheerful giver, and we are, but at the same time, you can't be taken advantage of either. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you know, that's what I'm trying to say is you know, you're living off of income that, you know, so, I mean, it's kind of hard on everybody on the outside.
Yeah.
You know,
oh no, they
like
know.
That too.
They don't do that. Most
but
people.
You know what I'm trying. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but now there's something I'm not going to eat in my, you know, like. Well, I can't.
Yeah, I know.
Diet, but in my other one, I could. I can't. You're not allowed to give away anything in your religious diet, so you have to just throw it away.
I know what you're saying. So, is everything else okay, baby? I mean, are you you sleeping pretty good, sound right? I'm glad you watched the ball game last night. Who did you watch?
The Bucks and the Suns. They in the finals.
Now, will you be able to watch them again on the next game and stuff? Keep up with it?
It just depends. It depends. Sometimes you get lucky and get a good person here working, and you're able to make a cake and watch basketball. And the other times you don't, which is why I be going crazy, because half the time I don't know what's going on in the world. So it helps whenever I get to actually do something normal. You know what I mean? It helps my brain.
Well, that's you know what? That's good. Seriously, that's good, baby.
Because if I don't get to do stuff like that, sometimes I go crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and as long as they can keep you active doing stuff like that, you'll be a lot better off. I know you will.
I know, because my brain don't feel like it's going to waste. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a lot stored up there.
Yeah.
It needs to get out. Yeah. You're too active to be closed in. You're a very active person.
Yeah, I'm so claustrophobic. The walls are always feeling like they're falling in, and I'd be having nightmares thinking they're falling on top of me.
I know that feeling, because when we stayed in that camper, I got like that a couple of times. That's why Tommy always told me to come home during the summer months to take a break from it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Trust me.
Tommy would say,
people think they got mental health problems doing this COVID. shoot, you stay in a room for freaking all day, every day with walls falling in. That's when you got problems.
Yeah, that's why Tommy would say, baby, he said, you go home during the summer, go somewhere. He says, you know, 'cause the trailer was good to stay in, don't get me wrong, and it suited our purpose and main. But like you said, sometimes you get like, oh my God, it's so closed in here, it's closing up on me.
It is, yeah.
So,
I wake up freaking out and I start sweating and pacing the room because then I can't breathe and hyperventilate and I have a panic attack.
yeah, I have done. That's one reason why, you know, just a couple of, that month I had Harley's car and I drove it. I thought to myself, there ain't no way I could keep this car. It's a small car, it's a nice car, don't get me wrong. That's a car going down the road popping. It's a nice car and it's got plenty of room. It's a little sports car kind of thing. And you know what? I liked driving it. It was cheap on gas. But I said, my God, this car's too closed in for me. I don't know if it's because I got used to expeditions and trucks. It was just too tight for me. But it suits Harley, what she does. You know, it suits her.
All right, I got to go in here, but I'll talk to you later, okay?
Hey, I love you, darling. I'm going to hang up
okay.
and I'm going to take care of it right now for you,
okay.
all right?
All right, love you, bye.
All right, bye. Bye.
I don't have too much to add, and I know that I pick these calls apart probably way more than I should. But you guys get it. So when Tisha first calls Brenda, she just sounds just defeated and depressed and just low. And oh, you know, I don't have any money. And how much I bet Letitia loved hearing all about how Aunt Brenda just hopped in the car in her pajamas and went to Cold Stone Creamery and got some ice cream because she was craving ice cream, you know, and shared it with the dog. So then, you know, Letitia's next step is to talk about this jail cake that she made. And she kind of stepped in it, telling Brenda about this jail cake. So Brenda's got to know, I mean, listen to all the, like the ingredients, you know, the fixins that Letitia described. It was like, you know, okay, she did say cookies from lunch, but she's also talking about all other ingredients, and I didn't write them down, and we're going to hear more about them when she talks to Harley in this next call. But you know, it's all kinds of ingredients, like, you know, cocoa powder to make icing for chocolate cake, and she made oh, what else did she say she made? I think it was like pretzel bread, and anyway, all of that stuff is coming from commissary except for the lunch cookies. A couple of cookies at lunch is about as good as it gets. Sometimes there's like a piece of cake, right? El Paso County has pancakes on Sunday. You know, I mean, you know, you're not getting, you know, it's pretty much bologna sandwiches, unless you're kosher. But anyway, as soon as Letitia is talking about all of this stuff that she's putting into the cake to make this big cake for people, I'm thinking, oh no, you're talking to Brenda. Remember, this is her money. Remember, you're bragging about this jail cake to the person who paid for all of the fixins. And then she starts talking about how, you know, all these people put in on it and they cut it in enough pieces that you know, that they can share it, and then they cut some extra pieces for the people who couldn't donate to the jail cake. And I could just feel Aunt Brenda going, you better not be spending my money. You don't need to be sharing with those people. That money's for you, baby. And just the idea of, you know, Letitia's comeback after Brenda pretty nicely pushed back about, you know, giving stuff away in jail. You know, what did she say? Oh man, sorry, brain fart, you guys. Oh, cheerful givers. Like the absolute hypocrisy of Letitia telling Brenda that they're supposed to be, you know, we're supposed to be cheerful givers, but also that we're not supposed to get taken advantage of. The absolute hypocrisy of that statement is wild. considering that she's talking to Aunt Brenda, who is by definition a cheerful giver to Letitia, but she is absolutely being taken advantage of. Letitia tells these stories as if she's on the right side of some sort of allegory, and she's not. She says, well, remember, the Bible tells us we're supposed to be cheerful givers, but, not be taken advantage of. As if Letitia is on the giving side. No, anything Letitia is giving, you better believe she wants something in return for it. And if she's giving it, it's not because she earned it. It's not because it's hers. It's because it was given to her while she was taking advantage of somebody else. But then she presents it as if she's on the right side of an allegory. It's just amazing. I mean, this woman, I swear. Anyway, let me check my notes real quick. No, cheerful givers. Okay, so the next call is on July 18th, and this is when Tisha finally makes contact with Harley. And remember, she hasn't talked to Harley for a few days. And since the last time she talked to Harley, she found out about the boyfriend and the breakup and wanting to move in with Amy. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler, because I feel like you would be mad at me if you get through the call and it wasn't there. So I was expecting all kinds of, underhanded manipulation or guilt trips or just games. And it doesn't get spoken about at all. I mean, never mind that Letitia has tried to call Harley 15 times in the last 2 days, or that she's having Amy text her, or that she's calling Brenda and Brenda's trying to get a hold of Harley to do the money thing. Like, never mind all of that. She's just going to talk to her bestie and a Tessie. So here's that call.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
what are you doing?
Nothing, I'm laying in bed.
I tried to call you last night.
I know, I was at work.
Oh, okay. I watched basketball and made a cake.
You made a cake?
Yeah.
What game did you get to watch?
Game 5, NBA Finals.
Oh.
I know. It helps me when I get to, do normal stuff, because then I don't go crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who won, the Suns or the other team?
The Bucks.
Oh. Dang.
Yeah, they didn't come back being down 2-0. Now they're up 3-2.
You still remember all your sports stuff?
Yeah, so no one's done it since LeBron and them did it on the Warriors. Well, I guess you can't count this because they did go down 2-0. But then this one came back to win. No one's done it since them down 3-0, but they weren't down 3-0. This group is only down 2-0, but they've come back and won 3 games. So if they won again, it'd be 4 in a row, whatever. Huh?
You're so funny.
Why?
I'm not following at all.
Huh?
I said, you're so funny, I'm not following.
Following for what?
You said no one's done it since LeBron 2-0-2. What?
Okay, they were down 3-0, right? LeBron Warriors. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. LeBron and them came back, and they beat them. Okay, it hasn't been done since then, but that was down 3-0. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks is only down 2-0, not 3-0. But now they've done come back with 3.
Yeah.
So if they win 4, they'd be 1-4 they'd be 1-4 in a row. So we made a cake. So you take all your cookies that you get at lunch, and then you smash them up, and you put water in them, and then you knead the dough, the bread, whatever, and you roll it, all that. But then we took the cream out of the middle of the cookies and made layers.
Okay.
But we had to let it cook.
I sent you.
Sorry, I had to pause really quick because I got a notification from StreamYard saying that it was having trouble connecting. Can you guys just give me some sort of sign that I am connected and everything's okay? Rutro, my chat is not, in fact, moving. Okay, all right. I see the signs. I do not see them on my screen, though. I'm going to try and refresh and hope for the best. Okay, I'm back. Unfortunately, now I have to pull the new video file back up, but everything's back on my end. Sorry about that, you guys.
Hello?
Hey.
Whoops, that's call number 1. Hold
Hey.
on. Let's find call number 16 to Harley. All right, here we go. I think I just lost connection. But we're going to move forward and hope for the best.
Group is only down 2-0, but they've come back and won 3 games. So if they won again, it'd be 4 in a row. Whatever. Huh?
You're so funny.
Why?
I'm not following at all.
Huh?
I said, you're so funny, I'm not following.
Falling for what?
You said no one's done it since LeBron 2-0-2. What?
Okay, they were down 3-0, right? LeBron Warriors. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings. LeBron and them came back, and they beat them. Okay, it hasn't been done since then, but that was down 3-0. Now, the Milwaukee Bucks is only down 2-0, not 3-0. But now they've done come back on 3.
Yeah.
So if they win 4, they'd be 1-4 to war. They'd be 1-4 in a row. So we made a cake. So you take like all your cookies that you get at lunch, and then you smash them up, and you put water in them, and then you knead the dough, the bread, whatever, and you roll it, all that. And then we took the cream out of the middle of the cookies and made a peanut butter layer, and then we made another layer with butterscotch. I melted the butterscotch, put one with the vanilla, and then we crushed up chocolate and sprinkled it on top after we made all the layers.
That sounds good.
But we had to let it cook.
I sent you $100.
Okay. Did ain't Brenda tell you to do it? Did she give it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she said she was. I was just making sure.
Yeah, just let me know if you need any more.
Yeah, no, that'll be good for now. I just didn't, I needed to get, like, hygiene and stuff, and I didn't have any, and I was like, oh my God, and I had been using it. And I put some on my phone so I can call you, because everybody else, theirs is collect, but I put it on my phone to call you, and I'd be freaking out when it gets low, but, so I did that. Then I did church this morning, because New Life Church was on Sundays. They come on live here at 10 o'clock, so I watched them.
That's good.
Yeah. It's good when I'm not crazy, you know what I mean? But when I be crazy, I don't even know what in the world is going on, you know?
I know. I don't even know either.
It's too stressful, because, like, now they got more people testing for COVID, because this is how dumb they are, okay? They brought this girl in, she got out, which is beyond...
They're not making you guys get the vaccine, are they?
No, but listen to this, okay? So, the girl, okay, this is the thing. Everybody gets out, and I watch every single one of them come right back, because they're drug addicts. All right, so that happens. The girl came back, so she brings COVID back. Instead of them quarantining her, they put her in here, where everybody's either been here a while or have already progressed. And then she brought COVID in here. So then they come and got people and pat them up and they leave. I know, isn't that stupid? If they're coming in new, they should just stay in quarantine.
Do they make you guys wear masks?
Yeah, we have masks and everything, but it's no defense.
Do you have to pay for the mask?
No, they give them to us. It's no defense, though, for people coming in. Because if they come in and they come in your room, you're not wearing a mask the whole time in your room. You're not wearing a mask when you sleep. You see what I'm saying? So that girl gave it to people that was in her room. And then, like, the vents are connected. So, like, the vents are connected through these little air vent things where someone next to you can talk to you and the people under you. So then stuff goes through the air vents and it spreads. Yeah.
I got you.
When they should just quarantine everybody. If you come here, you should just be quarantined for 10 days or 14 days or ever how long. And then,
Right.
But, I mean, I'm not in charge, so that would just be my thought process, But Celebrity Family Feud coming on tonight, and then The Bachelorette tomorrow night. But we don't got any batteries, so we can't listen to it. Yeah, we have to have batteries to listen to it.
You can't buy some?
Remember I told you before they keep saying there's a shortage of batteries? We haven't had any in a month now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So now it's been a month again that we haven't had any, and you have to have your batteries on the radio.
So you had to watch the basketball game last night with no sound?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't too bad to watch it. We got caption. I can read the caption. But that's not too bad. But like The Bachelorette, oh my God, I have to sit there and the whole time stare and read the caption over and over and over till I get dizzy. There's a to read the caption that goes fast, or then like there's some people in here who are like addicted to the news. They be news freaks. So they turn on the news at 12, at 4, at 6, at 10, at 9, And it's like the same thing over and over and over and over. And I'm like, oh my God, stop.
I could not watch The Bachelor with no sound and caption.
I know, but I have to because I have to figure out who's getting voted off and like who she's picking and all that. So I have to because we don't have any batteries. So I just sit there and read the whole time. And then Family Feud is okay because I just read the one question, and then I can know the answers. I can watch.
Oh yeah, that one's easy. That
thing. But it's so hard when you're watching like in The Hustler. I'm good at The Hustler. Apparently I'm a sociopath because I keep getting The Hustler right. But apparently if you get The Hustler right on the first try every time, that's what they say. Well, I'm 5 out of 5 getting The Hustler right. It's a cool show. You have to figure out who The Hustler is. But I always have my little side hustles going on, so obviously I should know who The Hustler is. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I picked them out. This last time was this Asian chick. She worked for NASA and all this stuff, but she was definitely the hustler. And she would like pretend she didn't know answers to questions. So you have to get answers right. And the more answers you get right, you put money in the bank. And if they don't figure out that you're the hustler, then you get to keep the money. But if they figure out that you're the hustler, they get to split the money. And then they got this other show called To Tell the Truth, and so you watch it, and you have to figure out who's telling the truth. Like, the person stand up, and they'll be like, I'm a magician. I'm a magician. No, I'm a magician. And then you get to ask them all these questions, and you have to figure out who is the magician. I do good on that.
Yeah.
And then, I tell you, the other shows, I watch Steph Curry's show, Holy Moly. That's a good show.
Mm-hmm.
You got to watch it. It's with putt-putt golf. And it's like obstacle courses, and they be falling into water and get knocked out and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's by Steph Curry. And then Lego Masters. Oh, my God, I love Lego Masters. Because you build the stuff, and then it blows up, and you have to blow it up.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the shows. My favorite one is The Bachelorette right now and The Hustler. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, the Goldbergs. I watch the Goldbergs every day at 2. But I don't have batteries, so I've had to read it. Yeah, but I like the Goldbergs because they're cool. But anyway. Oh, today's Sunday. They don't come on Sundays. They'll be on tomorrow. I think. Anyway. All right, well, I let you go. I love you so much.
Okay.
I just wanted to call you when I weren't crazy, just to talk to you or whatever.
Okay, I love you.
Do you work tomorrow?
No.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow so we can talk more. Love you.
Don't tell Aunt Brenda that though.
Oh, okay, I'm not.
Okay.
All right, talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.
Oh boy, so I expected something entirely different. And she didn't ask her about the boyfriend, about the breakup, about moving in with Amy Bolton. She just said, I just wanted to call you when I weren't crazy. And in fact, she had several opportunities where normally when Letitia's trying to play crazy, lately, she would have gone into, her mess. But instead, so like when she's telling Harley about all the TV shows that she's watching and she mentions the Goldbergs, she didn't say a word about Beverly Goldberg showing up in her cell an hour before she's supposed to be on TV. And every other time, we hear the Goldbergs, we hear about Beverly Goldberg and Rowdy Roddy Piper coming out of the TV and harassing her in her room, And so, it's just, to me, it's just more proof that she's absolutely faking these freakouts. And the kite that I read before we listened to that call, that I'm thinking might have been a clue toward, why she's been behaving this way, or why she was behaving this way in the first week of July. And, so like I said, I saw the psychiatrist 11 days ago. So she put this in on the 16th. And so she saw the psychiatrist 11 days before the 16th. And she thought that as a result of that visit to the psychiatrist, that she was finally going to get meds for anxiety. She wants her anxiety meds, and she is not getting her anxiety meds. And so what is she going to do? She's going to act out. She is going to act an absolute fool until she gets her way. I mean, you don't tell Letitia no. And she's not getting what she wants, and so she's going to act in a certain way that hopefully makes you regret your dumb decision to tell her no. And I feel like that's what she was doing. Of course, that's all speculation. I did star a couple of comments here. And Jilly Bean said, "It's not real bologna. I worked in the kitchens eons ago. It's turkey." I believe that. And Becky a while back asked, "Do you know what kind of car Brenda bought for Harley?" So she actually bought her more than one. This is the second car that Brenda bought for Harley, and it is a Nissan, but I'm not 100% sure of the model. I know for sure the make is a Nissan, and it feels like a sports car compared to an Expedition, which is what Brenda's used to. I think it's an Ultima, but I'm not 100% sure. But it's a brand new little Nissan. And then so many said she's saying that in hopes Brenda will not give to Harley since she's currently mad at Harley herself. And that was back on the last call to Brenda at the very end, where we were talking about Brenda giving money to Harley so that it can be put on the books. But yeah, absolutely. I agree. Okay. And then Dee Dee said, "I just found out how she got out of that hospital she was in for that essay exam. That was wild." And during the next call, if I have enough time, I've got some stuff about that I'll pull up, and we can talk about that just a little bit. So I'll leave that comment starred. And let me see. Becky says, "Most psychiatrists dislike benzos for long-term use. Primary care physicians will give them up readily." Right. Well, and most psychiatrists are not the psychiatrists that are in the jail. And I love how Letitia's saying all these horrible things about drug addicts and how they're so terrible and they can't be trusted and their brains don't work right, and on and on and on. And yet, I feel like her putting everybody through hell for a week. And when I say everybody, I mean, we listened to the hell that she put Harley through. She wasn't really putting Amy Lang through hell because Amy Lang loves whatever she can get. But, she was playing crazy with Amy Lang too. But other inmates, guards at the jail, doctors at the jail. I mean, because she wasn't getting her way, I think she was putting everybody through hell. Well, wait a minute. What does that sound like to you, Tisha? Does that sound like the behavior of a drug addict? Excuse me, a drug addict? I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. You wanted drugs, you didn't get drugs. You're going to put everybody through hell until you get your way, and you're given things that you didn't earn and you don't deserve, and you're manipulating people to get what you want, all because you didn't get the you didn't get the anxiety meds that you wanted. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, Letitia, but to me, it sounds at least like adjacent to drug addiction, but what the hell do I know? Anyway, and Jilly says, I think I'd rather be a drug addict. One can recover from there, but she will always be a child murderer. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so the next call number 17, is also going to be with Harley, but it's 2 days later. So it's actually going to be on July 20th. Now, there was one call between this call that we just listened to on July 18th and the next call that we're going to listen to on July 20th. There was one call between those two, but it was Letitia calling Harley. The call connects, and she says, "Is that my bestie and a Tessie?" And then the call disconnects. So I didn't bother adding it to the calls here. It was only 3 seconds long. It just wasn't worth it. But she calls right back, and that's going to be our next call.
Hello?
It took the whole free phone call for that.
Really?
Yeah. What did you do? Hit a button?
I don't know. I just, the call just dropped.
Yeah. I was like, darn it, it took the whole free phone call.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was like, how about I messed up on a trick on spades? Because I was watching Family Feud, listening to music, talking to someone about King Brown's new song, Memory, like the rap song he's got.
Yeah.
And then I was not paying attention to what, counting, what was left, and we got sat on a hand. I was like, oh, God, I can't do all this at once, y'all. I can't keep up with everything and listen to music and talk about King Brown and watch Family Feud.
Oh, gosh.
It was too much in the head, but we ended up coming back winning it. But it was just it put us down. I was like, oh, God.
Well,
they were
and that works, so I have to go.
Oh, okay. I love you. Bye.
Okay, love you too. Bye.
So it was still a short call because Harley was at work, but it's just blowing my mind because Letitia, she wants everybody to think that, she's dealing with this, with this mental illness that, but she clearly has the ability to think and act rationally. Obviously, she took it too far when she's having these phone calls with Harley about her iridescent pink skin and, garden oils, and what was the other thing? Oh yeah, telepath as a verb. How she can telepath to Sadie, remember? So obviously Letitia realizes she has taken it too far with Harley. And so, she decides that if she's going to play crazy, it's going to have to be with Amy Lang. She's apparently the only one that can handle it and where she doesn't get negative consequences for doing it. When she played crazy with Aunt Katrina and she was talking about all that money she was going to get from the gangsters, Katrina talked to Letitia's attorneys about it and everything went to hell. And she did it a little bit with Amy, and Amy was just Amy Bolton, and Amy Bolton was just like, oh, you crack me up. That's ridiculous. It didn't go very far. And now with Harley, she took it too far. And now Harley doesn't tell her things, doesn't talk to her. She's losing her best friend. So now these last couple of calls with Harley, she's right back on track. She's not bossing her around. She's not telling her what to do. She's not acting crazy. She's just playing it cool. Now tell me, somebody with the ability to manipulate people like that is absolutely in charge of their faculties. It's just, so much. Okay, let me see. Where are we? Okay, so the next call is July 21st with Amy Lang, who, as always, is super excited to hear from her favorite person in the world, her new best friend, Letitia Stout. And at this point, Letitia hasn't called Amy or had a video visit or anything with her in a little bit more than a week. Let me see, July 19th. Okay, so before I play that next call from the 21st, there was another kite that was created on July 19th. So one day before this last call that we just heard with Harley. I got it out of order a little bit. So this one was to mental health, and it says, medical said the meds were on the cart, but the written order disappeared. What is going on? So she's frustrated again because she still doesn't have her anxiety meds, and at some point it was put in her head, or she got the impression that she was going to get the anxiety meds, and she still doesn't have them. So that was the kite. Okay, so this next call is with Amy Lang, and let me look at my notes. Yeah, I don't really have many calls on this, or I mean, many notes on this, except once again, she's talking about how much anxiety she has, just like with the call, when she was talking to Aunt Brenda just a little bit ago. She's talking about how, the sky is falling and the walls are closing in, and she's hyperventilating and she can't breathe and she's having panic attacks. I don't know. Maybe that's what happens when you're locked in a jail cell after murdering your stepson and just playing games with everybody. I mean, what are you supposed to be doing? Like tiptoeing through daisies and whistling? I don't. I mean, I'm not. Look, I don't like having anxiety either. But what did you think it was going to be? I don't know, Letitia. Maybe, and she told Harley that she had been doing coffee shots. And then she also told Harley about, the jail cake and the butterscotch candies and the vanilla creams and the crushed up cookies and the cocoa powder and the sugar on sugar on sugar on sugar on sugar. Maybe, again, I'm not a doctor, Letitia is. But maybe if you don't want to feel anxiety when you're trapped in a cage, maybe don't just ingest sugar on sugar on sugar on sugar on sugar and then blame the psychiatrist when you have anxiety. I don't know. Just a thought. Okay, here's Amy Lang.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I am good. How are you?
Okay.
I was just thinking about you earlier. I was like, I haven't heard from her in a while. I wonder how she's doing.
I'm alright.
What'd you say?
I said I'm alright. What about y'all?
We're not doing too bad. We just got back from New Mexico last week. Yeah, so we're just been kind of settling back in at home and trying to get back in the swing of things. What's new with you?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah.
How's your week been? Anything fun and exciting?
Not really. We just watched basketball. That was it.
Yeah. What game was on? I love basketball.
NBA Finals. Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh shoot! Oh, that's right. I did something about that on Facebook because I think the thing I saw on Facebook, Adele was there.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
How have you been feeling lately? Everything been going okay?
Not really, but it doesn't
Well, tell me what's
matter.
going on. It
know.
does matter.
No, not matter to you, but
Well, it matters. It matters to me. I get worried about you. What's been going on? I know the last time we talked, you said you had some stuff going on that you were working through.
Just like I don't know.
Is it just like stress?
No, I got. They finally gave me they finally approved me to get meds again, and then I don't know. Then it was freaking 15 days back and forth of all the paper. Sorry, my brain is all over the place. Oh, the report was written or something, whatever, the medical record, then it fell off. Oh, but then the meds got on the car, and medical was blaming mental health. So then mental health was blaming medical, and then I got medical again, and they're like, look, it's not us, which I knew it wasn't them. They're like, it wouldn't be on the card if someone hadn't ordered it, but then they deleted it. So they just kept screwing me, ordering it, deleting it. And this went on for over 15 days.
Well, that seems to me like somebody would have to be deliberately doing that, you know? Because
I mean, totally on purpose. Really, how would it get on the cart?
Exactly, yeah. Because I mean, I don't know how their system works exactly there, but you know, working with pharmaceuticals, things don't just get ordered and just get deleted. You know what I mean? Like somebody has to do it.
Yeah, and it wasn't medical doing it; it's the mental health people doing it. And so they just kept doing that for like 15 days, back and forth, and I'm just like. The deputy came when she was doing jumpsuits, and she's like, "You're having a nervous breakdown in here." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm my freaking anxiety is through the roof. I'm feel like the walls was caving in on me, and I'm freaking out like crazy." And she just.
If you don't mind me asking, what did they approve you to get put back on? Like, you don't have to tell me like the exact names.
Well, so far, I mean, I'm still waiting on the Zyprexa. So that's still sitting there, but the order's not on there. So the only thing on there right now is the Buspar. But like that doesn't effectively work without, you know, the other stuff. You know?
Yeah, yeah, no, because I was on that for like I think almost 2 years, and I mean for me it didn't work that well at all. I quit taking it because it didn't work.
It doesn't, and then like all these other people. They didn't let them take this Remerade or whatever, and like, cause they don't let you have a Razapram, but you can have a Morazapram. But
yeah,
and it's like, okay, well they got the paperwork signed for those records because I didn't want to give them all of them. I just wanted them to have certain things, you know, because if I gave them all of it, then they could do whatever they want to with it. You know what I mean? I don't trust them enough.
Yeah.
So then the one doctor, Dr. B, he, I guess somebody must have said something because they asked me about him yesterday. Anyway, so I guess we're waiting on that part. I don't know. It just be stressing me out too much because, like, I mean, if we could go outside and just move around or something, that helps anxiety so much, you know?
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Like, the day before yesterday, like, my anxiety just shot up. Well, it's partially because of Taylor, but I was going through one of my things, so I was like, okay, well, if I sit inside, it's not going to get any better. So I just went outside, and, like, just the difference in, like, sitting out in the sunlight, like, it makes a huge difference. So I wish they would let you guys out more often. Like, how often do they let you guys out?
We haven't been out but twice this whole entire year.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I know at least of 2 times that you were able to go out, but I didn't know if you'd gone out other than that.
Nope.
What's their reasoning for that?
They just claim they don't never have staff to take us out.
But that shouldn't be like it should be. If you ask me, it should be a mandatory thing. Like,
I mean,
this shouldn't be that fault to understaffed.
Yeah, it's just. You're already not getting the nutrients you need in the food. So, I mean, it would help to have the sunlight and the fresh air and all that. But
I wish there was more I could do to help. I know I reached out to WellPath that one time, and they emailed back. Oh, it's $429.91. But I reached out to WellPath that one time, and that lady emailed me back, and, like, I never heard anything back from her after that because I emailed her again, and I was like, you know, I didn't tell her your name or anything specific going on, but I was just like, you know, I have this friend that, you know, she gets seen by you guys that, you know, she's not getting the help that she needs. And then that was all I ever heard back from them. So.
Well, they finally came after, 2 months or something. I mean, I don't know. It's just.
I was going to say it took them long enough. I was going to ask if you, like, put another request in.
And then we got freaking Ditsy Dumbo working in here today, and she's.
Oh no!
I'm telling you, I've never seen anybody so dumb, dingy, and ditzy all at the same time. Like.
Oh no! Sorry, I'm at the. Oh God! Sorry, I'm at the pharmacy. I'm picking up my meds today too. Actually.
Okay. She's over here yelling at people about stupid stuff. Like the people on the day beds, if they stand up, she yells at them.
Why? Are you guys not allowed to stand up?
Well, they're supposed to be on lockdown, the people that are on the day beds, which are out here in the room. But, like,
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta, like, stand up. Like, I mean, you're just sitting on the bed for 15 hours, you know?
Yeah.
And sleeping the other time. It's just like she's screaming at him about, you're locked down. Do not stand up. Do not move.
Is that Ditzy Dumbo? Is that the one doing it? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know how you tolerate it as well as you do. I wish there was more I could do to help.
Yeah, she believes that 20%, I'm sorry, she believes that 10% of 20,000 is 8,000. I don't know
maybe
where she
with
learned
taxes,
math at.
but
I don't know where she learned math at, but
maybe with if she's thinking of calculating in taxes, maybe, but no. Oh my goodness.
She's tattooed with Harry Potter, so if that explains anything. Apparently she did, you know.
You said she has a tattoo of Harry Potter?
Yeah. Not that, I mean, some people believe in Harry Potter and get all that, but, like, I mean, who's tattooing Harry Potter on them? Because you're going to become adult once, you know? I don't know. There are some Harry Potter freaks, though, so who knows?
Oh, trust me, I know my, I guess, stepsister, if you will. Thank you so much. I'm good to you. Okay. Thank you. No, I guess, stepsister, if you will, she's, like, one of those Harry Potter people. I don't get it. I mean, I read them when I was a kid, but...
That's what I'm saying, like, something young, but, like, I mean, she's got this on for life, you know? She's Harry Potter for life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Are they allowed to... Are the guards, are they allowed to... Or the staff, are they allowed to, like, show their tattoos?
Girl, this is Colorado, not the South. Everybody got tattoos everywhere. I'm talking about these people be tatted down arms, legs, necks, you name it.
I just know, like, well, I mean, I have a lot of tattoos, but, like, when I first started working, I think it was when I was working at Sam's Club of all places, they were, like, really big sticklers on, like, visible tattoos. Yeah. And you couldn't have any, yeah.
Not like that here.
Colorado?
No. You know, these are free people, hippies, a blue state, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah. Did you hear about, I don't know if you watch the news or if you can see the news at all, but did you see about Jeff Bezos going into outer space?
Yeah, I saw that the other day on there. We were watching the news because I'm in here with that lady that the dude tried to rob her and she ran over him with the car and back don't run over him again. So.
I mean, technically, was she like defending herself?
Yeah, but because I guess that she backed up and went back again or something. She's like in her 60s. Oh my God! You talk about dying laughing at this lady. I'm just like, oh my Lord! It's like, you know, me thinking about my grandma being out there. So.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, she's I mean, I don't blame her. If I were in that situation, I would probably do it too.
Well, her daughter came and she was trying to find her, and I happened to pick up the video visit one day, and her daughter was freaking out trying to find her. She told me, I said, I know exactly who you're talking about. Let me go find her. She's walking around here somewhere with her cane.
When did she just get there?
It's been about a week or so, but apparently it was all on Facebook about it, and I was like, girl, I said, don't talk to me about Facebook.
With mommy over there, because they don't take no pictures.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Say bye. Here, let's get, we'll wait right here. So when did you say that she got there?
It's been about a week or so, week and a half or so.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I guess she probably doesn't really know how long she's going to be there then yet, does she?
No. But it was just funny because I'm just like, look, this poor lady, you know, with her cane. I can imagine her now, what she was doing.
Like, it's not funny, but it kind of is funny.
Yeah, it is. That's what I meant. We had a big a prayer the other day because 2 people in our out group, his dad died, so we did a big prayer for him. And she led us in prayer. And she's an older black lady, but yeah, she's real nice.
Aw. What happened to do you know what happened to the people that passed away, or?
No, I didn't ask them. The one girl, she's taking it real hard. She's still, you know, we've been doing a lot of prayers for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I told
sad.
her, but she's here on a big case, and so I told her, I said, you know, they're going to look at everything if you do. If you cry the wrong way. If you don't show emotions because you're trying to be strong in front of people, that's wrong. If you do show emotions in front of people, that's still wrong. You know what I mean? So I just told her, I said, no matter what you do, it's going to be wrong. So don't worry about what they think. You deal with it the way you want to deal with it, because if you want to stay in your room and deal with it privately and come out here and be happy normal, that's what most people do anyway, because they have to put that front on to stay strong in here.
Yeah. And I actually, that reminds me, I did this study for school about, how people handle their emotions.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that don't show hardly any emotion, like, in emotional situations. Like, I usually don't, but, like, in my own privacy, I will. And, like, there's this big debate amongst, like, other students saying, like, oh, the people who don't show emotion, the people who have something to hide. I was like, shoot, I don't have anything to hide.
they think we're true sociopaths, or something.
Yeah.
Empathy and all that. But, like, it's not that. Most of the time it's people who've been through severe post-traumatic stress that have a hard time understanding, is this really going on again in my life? Like, again, another one of these times of violence where, I'm having to defend myself, or I'm having to deal with a traumatic situation or trauma, and it's just hard to, like, put it all together. It's like my brain is always on overdrive, but in a situation like that, it just goes like 5, 10, 20 different directions, it doesn't know,
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think a lot of the times when, like, really major events happen, I have to, like, sit there and take the time to process what happened, so I'm not very emotional because my mind's trying to figure out, what the hell just happened.
Right. And I'm impulsive.
It takes time.
I'm impulsive bad. Like, I get delusional where, like, oh my God, like when I got in the car accident.
You have 1 minute remaining.
In Alaska, we were out in the middle of nowhere. Girl, in my brain, bears started chasing us. There's people coming at us on helicopters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was freaking out. You know what I mean? Even though there weren't no bears chasing me. But at the time, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? I was freaking out. I was calling people, telling them the bears are coming after us in the woods. I mean, it was crazy. But anyway, will you do me a favor? Will you text Caitlin and tell her that if she could schedule, I saw her yesterday, but tell her, could she schedule like a WebEx for like 15 minutes? I have something very like important I have to tell her if she can before next week.
Yeah.
Before she comes next week.
Okay, before she comes next week?
Yeah, she could do it like even tomorrow or next day. If she could just do a WebEx, she don't have to come in just for like 15 minutes. So it's very important.
I'll text her.
Okay.
I'll text her as soon as I get off the phone and let her know.
Okay, tell her I didn't get to tell her yesterday, and it's very important. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
All right, I'll talk to you later. I'm out tomorrow morning and then tomorrow evening if you want to do a visit. Tomorrow morning and then evening, morning. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Okay, real quick before we get into the next call with Harley, I get so frustrated listening to Letitia talk to Amy Lang, and I know that people's opinions about the involvement of Amy Lang in this case, or in Letitia's life. I mean, it wasn't just this case. I mean, Amy Lang tried to infiltrate Letitia's entire life. And I just get so frustrated, and I don't necessarily agree with the people who say that Amy's intentions were entirely altruistic, as if she was in there working for the prosecution. Now, Amy Lang did come out as a potential witness for the prosecution when they put out, one of those lists of endorsed witnesses. But that doesn't mean that she was going to testify for the state. It just meant that they could call her if they chose to. The entire time she was working with the defense. Like here at the end of this call, can you text Caitlin? And once again, Caitlin is Caitlin Kreck, who's a private investigator for Letitia's defense team. And, and in some of the future calls that we're going to listen to tonight, just Amy interjecting herself. Like I said, it just, it's hard to listen to sometimes. And because, it doesn't matter what Letitia says or how ridiculous it is, Amy's going to absolutely agree. She's going to understand. And, Amy kind of, I guess in a way, Amy took Aunt Katrina's place because she's the one that's dealing, with the defense team. But Letitia did learn some things when she, from her manipulation of Aunt Katrina, for how to do things differently this time. So it's obviously going better for Letitia having Amy as that person, whether that's power of attorney or her, main line to her defense team. It's not like Letitia can just text the investigator. But, and of course we have no way of knowing what super important thing Letitia is talking about that she needs to talk to the investigator about. But, based on, the research that we've all done, I'm going to say it probably wasn't important at all. And it was most likely a waste of time, because that's what it always is. It gets built up as this huge thing, and she's got an ace in the hole, and she's got these videos in the green Nike shoe, and she's got, she's got these things that are gonna, and they never come to fruition because it's not what she said it was. Just like the video of the alleged knife incident that didn't actually prove anything, or the video of the candle incident that proved the opposite of what she had intended to prove with that quote unquote accidental video, Anyway, so the next call is July 22nd to Harley. And there's one more kite, but she put that one in on July 23rd. So we'll play this call with Harley, and then I'll read the next kite.
Hello?
Hello, is that my Bessie and the Tussie?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Laying in bed.
Why are you in bed?
I'm tired.
You had to work last night?
Yeah, but I'm not. Just feel really tired.
Just feel like you need a break from it.
No, man. Even though I've had a lot of sleep, but I'm still tired.
Oh, no. Probably having to catch up a lot of it,
Yeah.
Make sure you're getting your vitamins and stuff. That helps.
I will.
Especially vitamin C, and get some vitamin D. I was going getting some sunlight and stuff too. Not that you don't have plenty there, but you do. What's Sadie doing?
She's on the floor.
Aww. How is your roommate doing?
Good. She moved out, so I'm getting a new roommate.
Why did she move out?
Because it was move out day and she didn't renew, so.
Cause what?
It was move out day and she didn't renew.
And she didn't remove.
She didn't renew.
So she was already living there for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Oh, man. This lady that's working here, she's crazy. Took all the books from everybody. Nobody allowed no books. We supposed to have one book. She said no books.
Oh my gosh.
The dude, he was Kool-Aid, threw it away, everything. Everybody was just like, what in the world? She locked us down yesterday for hours just because she doesn't know how to work the computer.
What?
Yeah, she's a big security risk. She'd be dropping her keys. She'd be leaving the ward for long periods of time. She would walk in and literally walk into the stairs like she's drunk or something.
Mm.
Yeah, something ain't clicking all there, Apparently, the qualifications must have waived the qualifications for her. Because I call her Bitsy Dumbo, because she's dumb, son. Yeah. Yep, she's a Harry Potter fan.
Oh gosh.
Everybody was like, we ain't got our time out, I said, poof, it's gone. Harry Potter took it. Gone. And she's got Edgar Allan Poe tattooed on her arm. like the author.
Huh?
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe, the author. She's got that tattooed on her arm.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, she's pretty strange. She was saying earlier she was trying to be the alpha, and I said, excuse me? So I just got something to tell you. She's like looking at me. I said, they ain't one alpha. Alpha to Omega. He's the beginning and the end. She was like, who is that? I was like, are you serious? She said, who is that? I was like, God. But yeah, that's that. But anyway, I love you so much. I just thought I'd tell you I gotta go get ready to lock down. I just thought I'd call to check on you, and I'll call you again tomorrow. That way I can save this money to call you tomorrow. You gotta work tomorrow?
No, not in the morning.
Okay, well, it'll be tomorrow afternoon, but you gotta work tomorrow, you said afternoon.
Yeah.
You know the visits are free.
Okay.
You just said, oh, I go out tomorrow afternoon, and morning and afternoon, and morning and afternoon, like that. All right, love you.
Okay. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
She keeps telling everybody how the visits are free. You know, she wants people to schedule video visits with her because they're free. And Amy Lang is the only one who's super excited to be able to have a video visit with Letitia. In fact, Amy's not satisfied with the video visits. She really wants to visit her in person, but she's not going to do that because these free video visits that they have, when they show up in person, they're actually in a different room on a computer. So it's no different than a regular video visit. You just happen to be on the same property as the inmate, but you don't see them in person, you know, because of COVID. And I did pull up a press release from the El Paso County Jail on July 21st, 2021. It says the El Paso County Sheriff's Office is reducing costs associated with phone calls and video visitation services at the El Paso County Jail. Previously, calls were charged at a rate of 44 cents per minute for local calls and 60 cents per minute for long distance domestic. Effective July 25th, 2021, all domestic calls, local or long distance, whether prepaid or collect, will now be set at 12 cents per minute. Every inmate will now receive 2 free remote visits per week. After the free visits, remote visits will be charged at a rate of $3.75 for 15 minutes or $7.50 for 30 minutes. The Video Visitation Center remains open, and all visits conducted there will be free of charge. So she's not even right. I mean, imagine that. So she says that there's this big sign saying that video visits are free. You know, no. If you show up in person and you're at the jail as a visitor, you go into the Video Visitation Center and you have a video visit with the inmate, that is free if you are there in person. Now, every inmate receives 2 free video visits per week. And in that way, you can be anywhere you want, but it's only 2 a week. And then after that, the video visits are $3.75 for 15 minutes or $7.50 for 30 minutes. And then 30 minutes is the max time that you can do a video visit. So, you know, starting on the 25th of July in that year, then 30-minute video visits were only $7.50, which, excuse me, which explains why there were so many video visits from Amy Lang. And the price of a call. So prior to this, the calls were 60 cents per minute. You know, everybody that she's talking to is in a different state, so it's considered long distance domestic. So they're paying 60 cents per minute to talk to Letitia. And then assholes like me come along and pay $8 per call to listen to Amy Lang paying 60 cents per minute to talk to Letitia. Anyway, I mean, you know, at the same time, I don't mean to complain about what El Paso County charges, like for these calls and stuff. I mean, An average month of calls usually costs like between $200 and $300, but they're charged at a rate of $8 per call for us to get them as far as like an open records request. But all of that money that they're making when the calls are made and when the calls are sold, sure, it's a good chunk of change, but it's nothing compared to the money that was spent on this investigation and bringing this bitch to trial. I mean, oh man. I think there were, yeah, I think it was Grusing who told Al Stauch that there were 22 separate law enforcement agencies that got involved to bring this case to its conclusion. 22 separate agencies. Can you imagine what that costs? And the searching and the drones and the dogs and just all of it. They spent so much money. Anyway, I thought that was interesting, and I thought that you guys would like to know what they were paying for these calls that we're now listening to. Anyway, I go on my little digs and I find weird stuff. It's just what I do. And speaking of, let me check the starred comments real quick. So back to what Dee Dee said earlier. Dee Dee said, I just found out how she got out of that hospital she was in for the essay exam. That was wild. And so while we were listening to that call, I brought up some photos. And this is, I'll just pop them up here. So this is a picture of Letitia at the hospital, feeling real put out. This is after she's faked the panic attack. This is, what was the date? It was Wednesday, January 29th of 2020 is the day this picture was taken. And she's just been transported by ambulance to the hospital where she, slips out. And she wouldn't have been able to slip out except in the background. Detectives were trying to get a warrant to force the SANE exam. And the judge really didn't want to sign off on that exam because, what judge wants to be responsible for forcing someone to have a SANE exam who says that they've just been assaulted? That's muddy waters for sure. Now, it's muddy waters that Letitia was absolutely, exploiting, and, she was, throwing that muddy water in people's faces so she could get away with even more. But she knew that, it had to be treated carefully. That's why she claims things like that. But there were 4 other photographs that were taken while she was at the hospital before she slipped out, called somebody from the lobby, went to Taco Bell, and got picked up by Harley and Janine Sanchez. And so this first one is a picture of her hands. Let me remove the comment from the screen. That might be a little bit easier. So this first one is a picture of her hands, and obviously it's not the best photo. You can't really see a lot. It's pretty dark and blurry, but that's because this is a screenshot of the actual photo, but it was on a screen. So, and then these are the knuckles on her right hand. And then this is the inside of, I can't tell which hand. I think her right hand. I think it's the inside of her right hand. And knowing what these hands did to Gannon, they're actually in pretty good shape. Anyway, I just wanted to show you those pictures just because you asked about the hospital and the SANE exam. And I'll get back on track here. We just took a little detour. Let me look back at chat. I see Red Base asked, do you think any of these people still take her calls? And I know that she's still in touch with Kit, the unknown YouTuber. I know that she has at least been in touch with Amy Lang, but I don't know if they're still in touch. I have to assume yes. I mean, all signs point to yes. I just can't prove it because they're not as free with the open records in the state of Kansas. I know for sure Aunt Brenda still talks to her. Aunt Brenda emailed me. I don't know if it was in May. It was in May of 2023, so it was right after trial. Aunt Brenda emailed me, and we exchanged a couple emails. And she said, I love my niece, and I'm going to keep loving my niece. And she made no apologies for it. I'm not going to get into the death penalty debate, but I love the comments. Tasha says, I would bet big money that Amy is a proud member of that insane cult, obsessed with that Wade guy with the crazy face tattoos in prison for unaliving 2 women who are obsessed with him on TikTok, sending him money. Man, speaking of jail calls, Wade, what's his last name? Is it Wilson? I can't remember his last name, but I know exactly who you're talking about. And that channel, Phone Calls from Prison, has been getting a bunch of his jail calls. And I listened to a jail call today with, it was his girlfriend at the time, the person that he got the Hellcat from. Her name's Mila. These phone calls, oh man, now those are some interesting phone calls. So if you don't know about a channel called Phone Calls from Prison, definitely check it out and send them some love. She gets jail calls from all sorts of cases. Susan Smith, Shirley Strawberry, but she's not talking to Nesto anymore. Just all kinds of cases she's got jail calls on. And Phone Calls from Prison has the jail calls from Letitia when she was in prison after she was convicted and sentenced, but before she was sent to Topeka. Anyway, I can't suggest that channel enough. I'm a huge supporter of that channel. Grammy says, I'm sure Amy is listening to all the channels doing calls. Aunt Brenda probably doesn't get on YouTube, but she did at least one time after sentencing. And I agree with that 100%. Amy is definitely listening. She's probably in the chat right now. And if she's not, then she'll be on Replay Crew. And as far as Aunt Brenda, she wasn't used to YouTube, but she specifically went on YouTube after Letitia had told her about Amy going on YouTube and being paid. And so Brenda got on YouTube at that point, and I just so happened to be making a video about Amy Lang that day. And Brenda landed on my video when she searched Amy Lang, Letitia Stauch, whatever, yada, yada. And then Aunt Brenda reached out to me, and that's why. But it was definitely clear that Aunt Brenda wasn't used to YouTube at that point. Let's see. Yeah, if I had to guess how much money. Well, so on the website, on my website right now, before these July 2021 calls, I have already like almost 400 calls there. And we're not even halfway through as far as all the jail calls go. Right now I have June 2020, and I have from October 2020 through now July 2021. But there's still, I would say we're about halfway there. That so much money was spent on making those calls. And Becky says, I love the trivia, like the one call from yesterday who blocked her. I was all excited about him until I heard he expired. That was unexpected. Yeah, I agree. And I have to be very careful with taking off into those rabbit holes. Let me get this monster's fist off the damn screen, you guys. I apologize. Oh no, it won't leave the screen. Okay, I think back. I got frozen again. I hope everything's okay. It was Wade Wilson. Okay. And Becky asks, have you been able to figure out how Aunt Katrina was related? And I do. I know the family tree, but it's not one of those things that I have memorized. I know that I got it wrong for a while because I was thinking that Aunt Katrina and Aunt Brenda didn't have the same mom, but I think I was wrong about that, and they actually did. But because I don't have that information, and it's like it's not part of the book project, and um, because I don't have that stuff memorized, like I do all the dates and everything else, I'll have to cover that at another time, just because I don't want to get it wrong. And Grammy says, "Do you know when her last jail call was made?" There have been mixed answers, and sometimes with El Paso County, they give you one answer and they say, no, that's it. There isn't any more. And then you find out there's 17 more. So I really don't. I know what I was told. I was told by El Paso County that her last outgoing jail call was December 14th of 2022. But when you try to get it, they say it doesn't exist. And then they said that a lot of the phone calls that Letitia made at the end was her letting other inmates use her account to make phone calls for themselves. And so they don't give those out. But we will eventually get there, I promise. And yeah, Grammy, I absolutely believe that Amy still reports back to Letitia. Absolutely. All right. Well, we went all over the place, but we'll get back on track. Okay, what's our next call? Call 19. Okay, now did we played the July 22nd call to Harley, right? Let's just make sure. Yep. Okay. So the last call was July 22nd to Harley. Now I have a kite from July 23rd. And this is the last kite of the month. It says Deputy Ralph, which, as we know, okay, the deputy's last name is Ralph, and Letitia calls her either Wreck-It Ralph or Ditzy Dumbo. Because according to Letitia, this deputy is just the stupidest person on the entire planet. Leave it to Letitia to be in jail looking down on the people who are paid to, anyway. It says Deputy Ralph is a security risk for inmates and the facility. She left her keys unattended for 7 minutes, put other inmates at risk by escalating situations, causing 2 codes in 2 days, 722 and 723. When inmates ask her for assistance, that leads to kites later. She cannot handle this ward and puts everyone at risk. Thanks. And then they responded like 4 days later and just said, thank you for the information. We are looking into it. So, now Letitia's going to try and get the deputy in trouble because she puts everyone at risk. Really? Is it because of all her manipulation? Is it because of all of her lies? Is it because of all the shit that she tries to pull? Is it, oh God. Letitia just being the authority on everything and so ready to get other people in trouble for what they have done. And whatever you do, don't look at anything that she has done or you're going to be in trouble. Okay, so that was the July 23rd kite. And then I showed you the press release about the visits and how much the calls cost people. Okay, so I'll just play the next call. I think we made it back from that rabbit hole fairly well. There have been times during my research where I would take off on something random that was said, something that would come up, just like her calling that David Melendi guy from jail, and I would like look him up, and then I would, I could lose 5 days that way looking into stuff that at the end of the day doesn't actually matter, but you have to check it out. That's the way Letitia ran the entire investigation, running people sideways. But we're all getting better and better at getting back on track. and getting on to the next thing. I mean, nobody's really dazzled by our bullshit anymore. Anyway, next call, July 26th to Harley.
Hello.
There's my Bessie and her Tessie.
Hi.
What you doing?
Nothing.
What have you been up to?
Just, I don't know. Work.
You don't know, and then you're like, work. What does that mean?
Yep.
What's wrong?
Nothing, I'm just tired.
You've been tired a lot.
I know, I've been working a lot.
You what?
Huh?
You said, I didn't hear what you just said.
I said hello for working.
Yeah, the service industry makes you tired for sure.
And having to deal with baby on her period.
Oh, God. Is she?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. She's still the baby, though, right?
Yeah, she's an annoying baby.
Oh.
You know French bulldogs are like inbred?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
And like when they're like made, they're not like, they're like human made. So they like take like their cells and like alter them.
So you're saying their DNA gets altered during reproduction?
Yeah, just to make them cuter. So like basically, but it weakens their legs and their muscles, and they can't really breathe.
Oh yeah,
They can't want to exercise. They can't want to exercise, and they're just stupid.
They're stupid?
It makes them stupid, yeah.
Well, she's not stupid.
She's very stupid.
Don't call the baby stupid.
She's not intelligent.
It's okay, though, right? You're not going to, like, betray her.
No.
She can't help it. Sometimes Jesus said to go after the lost sheep. And she's like a lost sheep, you know? You go after the ones who are special.
Yeah, she's a lost sheep, all right.
That's what you're supposed to do. Look at what he did. He went after the Samaritan, the adulterous woman, the blind, the people with demons. So, like, those were the special people. You know? Did you send that thing off for Colorado?
What'd you say?
Did you send that thing off for Colorado?
No, because I don't have the power of attorney.
You said you had a copy and you were going to do it.
No, I remember I told you Aunt Brenda took it from me, and I still haven't even talked to her about that.
But you said you had a copy on your phone.
Yeah, I have a copy on my phone, but it's not going to work. They're going to need the original document.
You're not going to mail off an original.
I just found, when I was moving and unpacking the other day, I found, like, your actual hard copy of your birth certificate.
Do you want me to just do another power of attorney and send it to you?
You have 1 minute remaining.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Do you want me to just send you another power of attorney?
No, because that's going to take you for forever.
Want to do what?
I said no, because that's just going to take you for forever.
It ain't going to take me forever. You're the one I have to worry about forever.
No, I mean, like, because you're going to have to get it notarized and all that stuff.
Oh, they do it on Wednesday, so that's what I was asking you. Oh, but I found out about the whole tax thing. I'll call you. What, do you got to go to work?
Not for, well, no, I don't work today, but I told Aunt Brenda that I do.
Okay, I got you. I'm not going to say anything. But I'm going to call you back in a little bit. I'm going to tell you what I found out about the tax thing, okay? So you can fix it.
Okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
love you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So that call with Harley was on July 26th. And then Letitia doesn't call anybody at all until July 29th when she calls Amy. It looked like there were some attempted phone calls, but she didn't make it to the point where you put in the phone number, so it didn't register the phone number of the person that she was trying to call. And I don't know, when she says that Colorado thing, that's one of two things. Either it's, well, I guess it would still be the Colorado retirement. I think it's probably the Colorado retirement because she was talking about the taxes separately. And yeah, the Colorado retirement. She didn't even work a full year. It's crazy. So I'm actually going to play the next two calls together. And they're both with Amy Lang. And it's a lot to unpack. I mean, I want to give you, I want to give you like a preview, but I might as well just go ahead and play them, and we can try to unpack them after. But all I will say is that Letitia is apparently part of a club in jail that they are calling the CI Club. Not because she's a confidential informant, even though, as we know, Letitia is the biggest snitch in the jail, right? but they are a club that sniffs out the CIs in the jail and makes sure, oh, it's so ridiculous. Because like when she was talking to Harley about those TV shows that she watches and how she's probably a sociopath because she can always guess the hustler. And so now in the jail, she and a group of her jail cake eating inmate friends are part of a club called the CI Club. And they are against confidential informants and snitches. They don't do snitches. Letitia does not do snitches. Snitches are bad. Letitia feels about snitches the way she feels about drug addicts. And I know for sure she's a snitch. And I have my suspicion about her drug addiction problems. Anyway, all right, the CI Club. Here we go.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay. We had to deal with Racket Ralph for 4 days, so we were all locked down.
Oh, I wondered what was going on because I had set up a video visit that day you called me.
Oh, she got in trouble for it. She got in trouble for that.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
I wonder if that has. I called and I was like, hey, one of my friends, she told me, her timeout, so I set up a video visit.
Yeah.
So, the screen popped on and she never showed up. And the lady I talked to was real cool, and she's like, they're supposed to print out, the little thing for you guys to see or whatever. And
yeah,
she's like, they probably didn't do that.
And on top of that, she was being a butthole about everything. She can't do her job. She can't write reports, so she locks the whole ward down and claims it's because we were loud. We weren't even loud. We weren't even out. Our group weren't even out, so how are we loud? How did we lose time? We weren't even out.
Well, at least she got in trouble for something.
Yeah, so then they came and asked me that night. They were like, whoever it was called about your visit. And I said, what visit? I said, freaking Racket Ralph wouldn't let us out. I said, I asked her several times, does anybody have visits? Because we're allowed to have visits. Because we're not on lockdown for anything to do with behavior. We're on lockdown because you got to write a report. So can I please get a visit if we have one? Everybody was asking. She was like, nobody has any visits. And we were all like, all right.
Yeah. Because I had called, but I waited the whole 15 minutes, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to call them and be like, okay, the screen popped on, so, just wondering what's going on. And the lady's like, oh, I'll see what I can do. And she told me to call back an hour later because she said she was going to go talk to somebody, so she must have actually said something.
Yes, they did, because they came in and asked me why did I refuse, and I was like, refuse? I ain't refuse food. Personal visit? What are you talking about? And everybody, though, was complaining about her. She leaves her keys laying around. She's ditzy as can be. She can't do two things at once. She freaking, screws up everything. She calls 2 codes in this ward, and there's never codes in this ward. And she calls them all because she didn't de-escalate situations because she kept locking people down for 48 hours. You know.
Is this the same person that is Dixie Dumbo?
Yes, that's Dixie Dumbo, Wreck-It Ralph. That's her.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she left her keys laying around now. Just like, oh my God, did you know where they are? Oh my God.
She's probably not going to have her job for very long.
She is not there. Like, let me tell you. Yeah, she's the same one that did the whole bond thing and amount of money and all this stuff. And she was saying some of the dumbest stuff. And I finally was like, then she was like, I had to lay on the floor. My anxiety got so bad. I was laying on the floor. I laid my towel down and got underneath the little hole where you can breathe because it's the only way you can get air. And I was having panic attacks. Like, and so then after the panic attacks, that's when I freaking, like, I lose my mind again for a couple of days because, you know, I'm sitting there for freaking 4 days with this idiot. And I couldn't breathe. My chest was hurt and da-da-da-da. And so then I lose my mind for a couple of days. And so then I was like, oh, my God. And finally I was, like, fine yesterday. But then yesterday, so many people were so glad to be out and about. Everybody's on the phone. You know?
Yeah.
Everybody was like running around crazy, and I was like, oh my God. But yeah, that was sad. Did you get that letter from me?
No, I have not gotten anything from you in like quite some time.
Huh.
Is it the one you told me about like a month or two ago?
Yeah, I've been sending it for you to mail off that other letter. That's why I gave you the address.
Yeah, no, I never got it.
Because that's the address. You got the address, right? The first, don't say it out loud, but the first four? Okay.
Yeah. I just need to know what state.
Yeah. No, it would be Davenport, Florida.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got that earlier. But no, I haven't gotten anything from you in like a while. I know I sent you a letter. It was on our way back from Albuquerque. I wrote you one, but I haven't gotten one from you in like 2 months or something.
I wonder where those are because I sent you the letters to send to Ty, and then that's why I had someone give you the address because I figured you were waiting on an address, and I was like, oh, she's probably waiting on an address. And
I think I had mentioned something about that in the most recent letter that I wrote to you, which you'll hopefully get here pretty soon, because I think I commented that I never got it, but I've been looking out for it, and that I didn't know whether or not somebody there confiscated it and kept it, or if it's something with the post office here, because before they've gotten letters, like when you sent me stuff and they put question marks all over it saying they don't know whose name that is. So I've told, like, everybody that delivers the mail, I'm like, that's me. That's also my name. So, yeah, I had mentioned, that's what, yeah, I wrote it in that last letter to you. I said, going forward, you can just use my actual legal name. That way there's no confusion on this end. So, yeah, don't worry about the other one. Yeah, I haven't gotten anything from you. It's May.
Dang, because I sent that. That's why I had the investigator give you the address. You got that one. Just I have Florida to it.
Okay, yeah. No, I haven't. I remember you telling me about it because I remember that was like back in May, and I kept a lookout for it. I never got it.
I'm pretty sure it's Davenport. If you Google the address, I'm pretty sure it's Davenport, or I don't know if it's Street Drive or whatever, but it should pull right up and it should show you that it's in Davenport. I know it's in Davenport. It's just a matter of Street Drive,
okay,
or whatever.
Yeah. Did the person that called me today, did they tell you? I told them to tell you. I don't know if they did, but I put money on your commissary this morning too. I put $50 on there for you.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. Thank you. No, thank you so much.
Yeah, I was sitting on the couch and I remembered, I was like, her birthday's coming up, so it's kind of like an early birthday gift for me and girls.
Yeah, it is.
You're welcome.
I even had a drawing made for the girls in the photo, in the thing.
Yeah, no, I haven't. The last one that I got from you was, you had wrote a really small note in there for the girls, but that was back in
I had them a drawing done. Dang it, because I had them a rose bed and everything.
Yeah, like, when you get my letter that I wrote, I'll probably get it this week or beginning of next week. Yeah. I had mentioned that I never got it and that I'm starting to think maybe somebody there confiscated it.
Yeah, but why? There was nothing in there. It literally was, they don't know where to send a letter.
I don't know. Did you ever get the card that I sent you?
No.
Yeah, me and the girls sent out a card. It was around Mother's Day.
Here.
I'm wondering. I'll call them tomorrow and just be like, is there any chance, like, that there's an outgoing mail that hasn't been sent out yet? Because, like, I've been waiting on something.
I'll recheck the tablet, but because I know that's where we're supposed to be checking for our mail, but I'll be looking in it, and that was why we were fussing at Racket Routes. Like, we got to have tablets because she don't want to give us tablets. She's like, you don't need them. We're like, yes, we do. That's how we check mail. How else do we check mail?
Yeah.
She's dumb.
I don't.
But, so that second name, I needed you to send that to Harley and tell her what to do with that one, the second one.
Okay.
And then the first one, I wanted you to see if that person, like, what they were, like, were they still, like, here?
In Colorado Springs?
In El Paso County jail.
Okay, so I actually looked it up already because, well, you know how I am.
That's why I waited.
Yeah. No, I didn't find that name on there at all. The first one,
not on here at
our
all?
name, I didn't. Nope.
Okay, what about, can you look that name up to see if it's showing up on the courts online, whatever the courts thing?
I did. I couldn't find anything. The only thing I found was, like, an address for somebody with that name, like, in Colorado Springs, but nothing, like...
Hold on.
Like, court record-wise.
And you're sure there's nothing?
Yeah, no, I looked. I can check again.
Nothing on the courts, like saying a court date, like saying, like, anything that person existed being here?
Nope. I don't know if the way the person spelled it to me is how I looked it up. So I don't know if it's maybe spelled differently or what's going on with that.
How about take that last name and see if anything shows up at all at CJC, just the last name.
Okay.
We'll let you do a search on the last name.
Yeah, that's how I did it the first time. Hang on. Okay, I'm pulling it up now. Okay, so when I searched for that, there's 3 people in there with that last name. A Tracy, a Sean, and a Robert. Yeah, because that's what I was trying to figure out earlier, too. I was like, well, I'll wait for her to call and tell me, but in the meantime, there's nobody in the system with that name.
And so, you know how you go to look up my court date and stuff like that? Even on that site,
yeah.
Nothing?
No, I'll go check. Let me see if I can try again. Hold on.
I know you told me that, but I'm just still trying to figure out,
Yeah, is it somebody who's supposed to be there?
No, we be finding we got this club, basically. We call them, like, the CI club. We find all the CIs, and we know them.
Oh. It's funny because that name that the other person read off to me, I know somebody that lives here with that exact same name, same spelling and everything. I was like, what the heck?
No.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Guess where this person's from? They're from where you're from. Where your husband's from.
Oh.
Don't say it, but from where your husband's from. Yeah.
Oh, well, that
supposedly.
That might help me with my search then. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking it up now. Let me look on this page real quick. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Okay, I pulled it up. So they're saying that there actually is a hearing on 8/18/2021, 9 o'clock for that name in El Paso County. So I wonder why they're not showing up on the other website.
What does it say, like, what charges?
That part I can't see.
Oh.
It just says that
there's, like, no motions been filed or anything?
Not that I can see with that name. On this page, all I can see is the date, the time, what the hearing is for the... Oh, let me try this. Hold on. There's a case number. I'm going to be looking that up. Hold on.
Yeah.
This might work. Let's see. This might pull it up. Damn, okay, no, that didn't pull it up. I was hoping it would. Okay, so no, it doesn't show me anything about what it's for. Just like I said, the date, the time, the case number. Looks like it would be an all-day event on the 18th, though.
That's what it says, all-day event?
Yeah, like it says like there's a hearing at 8, one at 9, one at 10, one at 11. Like, I don't know if they have it written that way, like for a reason or what. But it looks like that person's gonna be there for quite some time that day.
So, like, you know how you said mine shows, like, the motions and stuff like that you can see? There's nothing public like that at all?
Yeah, so those are two different pages, and, like, when I tried to look up the case number on the other page to see if anything popped up, nothing came up yet. If it's something that just recently happened, it might take, like, a day or two, or it might be after the hearing. I'm not sure. It might be before, so it might take a little bit of time. It just depends on...
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, because not all stuff is made public, but I looked there and I couldn't find anything earlier.
Okay. All right, cool.
But if I do, I'll let you know.
We'll be trying to figure out who the CIs are, because, you know, we usually pick them up pretty dead on point. We're averaging we're batting 1,000 probably right now.
Did that person just get there, like, today or yesterday?
Recently, yup.
You know?
And the stories are, like, full of stories, so we, like, go along with the stories that, you know, that person gives us, and we be like, oh, okay, we just go along with it just to find out information, like, to find out intel. Not because we're trying to snitch on her, but because we know she is, so we just be feeding her full of bull stuff, you know, like, oh, you know, from Michigan, you know, like,
what did you want me to tell Harley about the other one?
Just send her that name, and I'll tell her what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell her what to do.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool. I wrote her name by that one, so. They're doing really good. We actually went out earlier today and kind of ran some errands and came back home. It's, like, super...
You have 1 minute remaining.
But yeah, everybody...
Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hey.
It hung up real quick. I was like,
Yeah, it did. I was like, what the hell? It went from saying 1 minute to hanging right up.
I know. They spent, cut you down. See if you see that person on the DOC website, like if they've ever been to DOC.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out. Huh?
Okay, do you know approximately how old they are? If you had to guess?
30s, in the 30s.
Okay.
Yeah, 30s for sure. We'll be trying to, like, you know who the CIs be in here. Because we just steer cleared it, you know? Like, they come over to our table, we be like, oh, sorry, we're playing over here, gotta go.
Oh, something came up under... Is this person, like, blonde-haired?
Yes.
Ah, okay, this must be them then, I'm guessing, because I found a... Here we go. Okay, so yeah, if this is the right person, because they're 29.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was from 2017.
What was the charges?
That's what I'm trying to find out. Yeah, it's not telling me. Dang.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It's got the case number and stuff too. Let me try see if I can find it another way. What the heck? Okay,
hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Now you're good. Yeah, okay. No, it doesn't say anything on there. Just the date and like the mugshot.
And they went in 2017, or they got out in 2017? Just went.
It says estimated sentence discharge date 2/13/2017.
Oh, okay, discharge to 2017.
Yeah.
I got you. All right.
I wonder. Let me see if I can look it up this way. Okay, I'm gonna try to look it up. They have the case numbers on here, so I just like copied one. I'm gonna paste it in there, find it that way. Ah, damn no. Okay, nothing's coming up under that either.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like I've been there before.
They'd be stealing stuff, huh?
You stealing
I know
stuff?
stealing stuff. Like, it's only back home. Like, you look up people, it shows forever. Like, I don't care if it was in 1960, it shows you.
Yeah. I just wonder why, like, I mean, it's got the case number posted on there, but I guess they don't make everything public. I don't know, or it got taken down at some point. I don't know.
Or is it a fake case number because they're a CI?
Oh, that's another good point.
Yes. That's why I said look, because,
So, like,
they
what are they?
Yeah, you know.
What have they been saying?
Oh, like, just, like, suspicious stuff that don't add up, like about who they are and, where they come from, and pretending to be big baller status when they ain't a big baller, and we know it and we've already figured it out. Saying they got this big time attorney when they don't. And then, like, going up and asking some of the people in here about people that they know. Obviously, I don't know any of these people because I'm not from here, but going up and asking all these people if they know these certain people, but, like, they know the people, but they don't know the reason they should know those people, so it just don't add up,
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, you might know somebody or know of somebody, don't mean you know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe she's trying to act hard or something.
Yeah, we've covered it down to that. It's either act hard and putting on the front to be somebody when there's, nothing, or, a snitch, a planted snitch, and we don't do snitches,
Yeah. I looked up, I tried looking up the address when the phone hung up.
Uh-huh.
I can't find anything, like, for that address. Did that girl give me the right number?
Okay, the number's right. This is what I was worried about. Okay, so go on Bahama Bay website. It's Bahama Bay condos.
Okay.
It should say Davenport, Florida.
Yeah, I found a couple of them, but I couldn't find that address.
Okay, it should be. It's the first road when you go in. So it's actually going to be the same address as the front office, as, like the HOA office and the other office. It's going to be that same. And I got pretty close on it as I could on that because I was listening to someone tell me in Spanish. But I know I got the numbers right in Spanish. I just don't know for sure if I got the exact, like, what they were saying on the road, because, sometimes they say stuff backwards that really goes the other way, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the address that shows up for I won't say the full address, but the numbers that show up for, like, the office is 400.
Right, okay, but what is the road, the name of the road?
Grand Bahama.
That's it. Okay, they'll know exactly, because the one will be for the building. Oh, no.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, that's right then. You can space the last one out.
Okay, so don't pick the first one and go with the one I found?
No. The one I gave you is right. Just the last number, just put a space in, like a dash.
Oh, okay.
That means it's the first one. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
They'll figure it out once it gets there. And then on the name, so then on the name that you're going to put on there, this is what you're going to put on there. Oh, God. You're going to put Jasmine, and it's going to be True Hill.
How do you spell that?
It's Trujill.
Okay. Is that who I'm sending it to?
I'm not finished.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Trujillio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I wrote it down. Is that who I'm sending it to?
Yes, just address it to that person, and they're going to know exactly what to do with it.
Okay.
Because the last name is right, but the first name is not right, obviously.
Okay. That works. Yeah, because I tried looking it up earlier just to make sure, I could find it on Google, and I found the road. I just couldn't find the number, but okay. That
yeah, I knew it was going to be whatever the first. I was pretty sure I was close because the person was telling me in Spanish, and I'm sitting there like, oh God, do I put the words backwards? Is it have an IAN on the end of it? Is he telling me like street language? You know what I mean? But I was pretty sure I got it close, so I was like, oh. Okay, because I knew it's exactly on the road when you go in on that same road from the front office. It's on the right. I mean,
Okay.
I've been there 1,000 times, but I just had to make sure the name of the road was right. But yeah, if you don't get it again, I'll just have to resend. I don't know why it didn't. I don't know.
I don't either. I was talking to Taylor about that. I was like, I never got that letter. It was beginning of May, I think, when you sent it out.
Yeah.
I never got it. So I'm wondering. I was like, I don't know if they kept it or if I don't know.
I mean, I don't understand why, because there's nothing on there but hey, love you, miss you, whatever. I don't understand. I mean, there was I didn't give you the address on there.
Yeah. No, I'm wondering too if maybe it got here, but maybe one of the post office people here got confused and oh, I don't know that name. So like I said, just use my real name.
That's true.
That way it gets here.
I guess it all depends on.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
I was just going to type in the chat, oh, Grammy, don't you know me? And Grammy says, Jennifer, you'll have to Google Earth that address. And to that, Grammy, I say, bam. Did it. Okay, I did. I mean, I've listened to this call 3 times now and pieced together. There are so many times, man, I would get so frustrated when, so Letitia will say some stuff really fast like she does, and then she'll follow it up with a, you know what I mean? Or, you see what I'm saying? And Amy, in true Amy form, always immediately says, yeah. She always, just once, Amy, when she says, you know what I mean? Just say no. Can you explain it another way? Because, but to the, you know what I mean, or do you see what I'm saying? She always says yes, and then we just have to work with whatever we've been given. So this condo on Grand Bahama Boulevard in Davenport, Florida, is the one on the corner down the road from the office, which is the 400 block of these condos. So this is where she's allegedly mailing that letter, which is supposed to be for Ty, her biological son, and piecing it together with other calls with her cryptic bullshit. She said that on Instagram, he goes by Tyler and then 2 last names, the G name and the T name. And she said, so we know the G name is Guzman, like El Chapo, right? And the T name, she says it as Trujillo. But that's the way they say it on the streets. They'd be shortening stuff. Oh, God, I can't believe I researched the shit. Okay, so anyway, apparently Trujillo is spelled Trujillio. And so this is supposedly where her biological son is living. And Amy's going to mail a letter to Letitia's biological son at this address. And the last name is correct, but the first name is fake. Jasmine doesn't exist. We know Jasmine doesn't exist, whether it's one of her personalities or part of this little particular game that she's playing with her, fan club president, Amy. And, oh man. So just trying to piece that together and what is she talking about? What is the purpose? And then Amy kind of jumped in and was laughing. I don't know if you guys caught that part. And I don't expect you to. I've seriously listened to those 2 calls 3 times already, with notes. It's a lot. And there's probably still stuff I didn't pick up on, because as soon as I hear the next ridiculous thing, then I'm off on that tangent, and then I'm off on that research, and and I come back and I listen again and I go, okay, wait, maybe it's this. Anyway, Amy pops in and she says that when Letitia mails her letters, she has to mail them to Amy's government name, because when she mails letters to Amy's fake name, the mailman gets all confused and writes big question marks all over her mail, and she doesn't get it. So when Letitia sends mail to Amy, she has to use her government name because the mailman is not in on their codes. Oh, it's also ridiculous. And I mean, does Amy really believe this shit? Amy really thinks that she's receiving a letter from the El Paso County Jail and then putting that in a different envelope and mailing it to Letitia's biological son in Davenport, Florida, who's also, El Chapo's nephew or whatever. In the same conversation where Letitia's talking about some new inmate that came in and was trying to talk hard like she's a big balla, and they know that she's not a big balla. I can't believe I'm using the words big balla. I think I need a shower. Oh my God. Like, Amy, are you fucking serious? I know you're listening. You can't be fucking serious with this shit. Okay. Yeah, so I had to laugh when Grammy said when Grammy said you should Google Earth the address or whatever. I was like, but wait, there's more. Did that. Oh, and Donna, I agree. It's not Trujillo. What are you talking about, Letitia? Right, and it's not South America either. It's just South America. Anyway. Let's see. Debbie says, sent you 25 over Cash App for jail calls. Love what you do for all of us. I really appreciate the ones with no commentary. So much easier for me. Thank you so much. Blessings to you, family, friends. Debbie, thank you very much. I appreciate that so much. These jail calls do get really expensive. And I know that people are going to accuse me of, begging for money like I'm some sort of scam artist. I'm not a scam artist. If I'm a scammer, I'm really bad at it because it's been costing me money for a while now. Anyway, Eyes of Brown said, Jasmine flew away on her magic carpet without you, Letitia. I love it. I love it. Oh. And Grammy says, Letitia is so not gangster, and El Chapo's family might get pissed if they knew she was talking shit about them. I think they have bigger concerns. And Grammy, Amy does think she's some sort of spy that's, cartel adjacent. So ridiculous. And Debbie says, much easier for me to send it over Cash App than to send it to the account listed above. I've always sent money to Jennifer to help pay for videos. That's only fair. Sent her 25 yesterday to help. Yeah, so I do. There is a link where people can make a donation on the website, and people haven't really been doing that. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's through the website, but that way it's just, you can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, whatever. They do take a small fee out of it, but that's on my end. It's just easier to track that way. So, if you do want to donate to jail calls, it could be Cash App, it could be PayPal, or it could be through the website. Either way, I could just use a little help with the next batch. Oh, but how ridiculous were those 2 calls? And I hate that I'm putting, this is currently for sale, this condo. And I did Google Earth it to make sure, because the way that she described it was on the end of the block of the same road as the office on Grand Bahama Boulevard. So I know this is the right one, and it's currently for sale. So I don't feel like I'm, giving out any information that I shouldn't. Not that Letitia ever knew who lived there, and it certainly wasn't her biological son, Ty. But the place is currently for sale. Eyes of Brown says, I'm surprised she hasn't written to Kim Kardashian to get her out of prison. And I would almost bet you money that she has. We would never know about it, right? But I could almost promise you that she has. How could she not? Look at the other shit, the Jose Baez stuff, and I mean, there's no way that she definitely has written to Kim Kardashian. I just have no doubt. Let's see, did I have anything else in here? No, I don't think so. But yeah, so that was a little bit of what I was talking about. Letitia puts all these letters together and mails one letter out to Amy, and then Amy just does her bidding in whatever way is possible. Amy's calling the jail on our behalf. Amy's calling the psychiatrist on our behalf. Amy's calling the attorneys and the private investigators on her behalf. She's mailing out letters for her. She's doing the research for the CI Club. I mean, man, Amy. I hope you understand. Whatever prize you think is at the end of this, it's not what you're expecting it to be. I mean, whew, Amy, just stop. Okay, so let's get back on track. I get a little excited when I get to tell you guys about my ridiculous rabbit hole chases. Okay. Oh, the only thing that else in my notes from those 2 calls that I didn't speak on was how, Amy sent her even more money. A week ago she sent her $20 and now she sent her another 50. And Letitia pops in and says that part of this letter, the letter to her biological son and the other stuff that was in the envelope, another letter for somebody else that Amy's supposed to give to Harley. Also in that package of letters was a drawing that she had done for Amy's girls, as a gift, because she's so kind and sweet and cares about Amy's family. I sure, absolutely. No, Debbie, I appreciate you so much. Again, I just appreciate you so much. Okay, so the next call, and we're getting close to the end. So the next call is going to be call 23, and that's going to be to Harley on July 30th. And it's another quick one because she's at work.
Hello?
Hey, where you been?
Hey, I was working when you called me yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's what
What?
Amy was telling me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Amy from North Carolina, Amy, not Amy.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
I had a table yesterday. They spent $2,000 at the restaurant. It was crazy.
Did you manage it good?
I mean,
I'm sure you needed help with that, though.
What?
You had to have help with that, because that's a lot of people.
Well, it was like 14 people. And, normally when I do rooftop, I get big parties like that of, 14. But my manager got mad, and he was like, no one can have one table of 14, even though we always do it. So then, towards the end, I had someone help me, and I gave them, $80 of tip.
Oh. What? They made you get someone towards the end? I've already did all the orders now.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. So how much was the total tip?
It was $288.
But
But I mean, they bought 2 whole bottles of Patron.
Yeah.
So each bottle was $2.75.
Yeah.
So I had to tip out so much money to the bar and everything. So,
oh yeah.
Because I ended up having to tip out $100.
Cool.
Yeah.
Kelly.
Huh?
I'll tell them. Okay. I had to ask this girl something. Anyway, so what you plan on doing the rest of the day?
I don't know. I think I'm going to try to go see Brenda because I told her I was off today. So she was like, come by you.
He said, go see Brenda. Oh, that's funny. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that other information. Can you put $25 on that account on Access Corrections? Because I need to order hygiene, and we can't do it so much. And, like, if I don't get food, I can't get hygiene. You see what I'm saying? The information that Amy Lane gave to you.
Oh, why am I sending it to them?
Because I can't get but so much at a time, and I need to get deodorant. That's almost $5. You see what I'm saying? Like, if we're on, I can only spend up to a certain amount on my account.
Oh, okay.
And so if I can do that, I can get. I got to get deodorant, which is $5. Toothpaste. I need a T-shirt, and I need a new pair of socks. So, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll just use the money on my account to call you. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I've been doing. So I was going to tell you to put it on your phone, but then I was like, well, I need to get that stuff, and then I need to have, like, it's crazy because you can't, like, by the time I buy a bag of coffee and the sugar, that's $15, and you're only allowed, like, $40 on your account to spend at once. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I got to have food because it's the only way I eat. Because I have to order stuff that's on kosher. So, like, mostly you can get pickles, shebangs, stuff like that. I'll have to get on my account.
What were those books that you wanted?
Well, if she didn't give you the money, don't worry about it.
No, she is.
Oh, it was The Noise, James Patterson, and End of Her, Sherry Lapina.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway. Oh, I can call you for a few days because we had these crazy people in here, and then I went crazy for a few days, so I don't even remember anything about that. But then there was some other crazy stuff going on here, and people were trying to get me to give them my pee, and I was like, no, I'm not giving up my pee.
Yeah.
They were like, we need your pee because it's clean. I was like, I'm not giving people my pee. No. Y'all crazy. But those people left, so I was like, whew, gosh. They were like snitches. You know how they got snitches? You have to watch out for the snitches. Like, she thought she was funny coming up asking me for my pee. Look, my pee's clean. It's clean yesterday, the day before, the day after, and tomorrow, next week, next year, 2 years ago. It's clean.
Mhm.
Like, don't be coming up in here trying to ask me for my pee, get me involved in your, like, shadiness you got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway. Alrighty. Well, I just want to say I love y'all. Think if I can call you tomorrow. I don't, tomorrow's the 31st?
Yeah.
So our time changes. So I'll come out evening, then evening again, then morning. Because there's 31 days in this month. So evening, then morning. Okay, cool. All right. I love you so much.
Okay, I love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, before we get into our call with Amy Lang, so in putting it together with the last couple of calls with Amy Lang, remember how she said, oh, and that name I gave you, that's for Harley. She'll know what to do with it. Give that name to Harley. So in the letter, you know, she sends this package of shit to Amy Lang, and it's supposed to be a letter for her biological son that Amy needs to mail off, and it's a drawing that that Letitia had done for Amy's daughters, and it's something that Amy is supposed to give to Harley. So based on, what I gleaned from that call with Harley that we just listened to, Amy then texted that name that Letitia gave her in the letter to Harley. And it's a name and like inmate ID number or whatever. And so now Letitia is asking Harley to put $25 on that person's books. And Letitia is telling Harley that that $25 is actually going to go to her mom, right? It's actually going to go to Letitia. But no, I don't buy it for a second. There's no way. And she had this, real quick, fast talking excuse that had a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying's in it. And we know what it means when Letitia says, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That means that she's twisted something and said it fast enough that she might be able to get away with some shit. And so she's telling Harley that Harley needs to put $25 on this other inmate's books, and it's so that Letitia can get hygiene. She wants, what did she say she wanted to get? I thought I wrote it down, but I guess not. It was like, deodorant and toothpaste and a t-shirt and something else, socks maybe. That's not what it's for. Harley just put $100 on her mom's books, and her mom says, oh, well, there's a limit. You can only spend about $40 at a time. Bullshit. Don't make me find a press release about that too, Letitia. So anyway, Letitia has, for whatever reason, I mean, we can only speculate. We can only guess what reason Letitia would have to give this other inmate $25. Maybe she's just buying friendship like she does with the jail cakes, or or whatever else. All I know for sure is that whatever she told Amy and whatever she told Harley about it is definitely not true. I mean, it's just not true. So who knows? Anyway, and then Harley got quiet because it's not the first time that Letitia has had Harley put money on other people's books. It's not Letitia's money that Harley's hanging on to. It's Harley's money. And so Harley's going to get real quiet and weird if you keep asking her to put her money on other people's books. I mean, she's lucky that Harley's putting money on her books. Most of that comes from Aunt Brenda, but still, Anyway, where were we? That was call 23. And all the nonsense. I mean, why did she go into so much detail about how other people want her pee? I don't buy it for a second. If you're doing a UA in jail, they're watching you pee in that cup. You don't have any way of keeping it warm. You can't just go get it from Letitia's cell and bring it in and present it as your own. I don't know why she's telling that lie, but there's no way other people want her pee in jail. If they were on the outside and, they had some way of keeping it warm and they were going to do a test where they don't actually, this is jail. It's different. I don't know. Yeah. Isa Brown says she doesn't care about anyone but herself and what she can get. And that's absolutely true. She doesn't care what effect it has on Harley. She just needs Harley to cough up another $25 on top of the 100, on top of the 20 and the 50 from Amy. She needs another 25. And meanwhile she's got, what has she got? Lunch cookies, and brownies and vanilla cream and butterscotch and Jolly Ranchers and shebangs and pickles, and oh my God. I mean, she's living the best life that she can in there, and she believes that gives her this status. Socially, she is a nightmare. Okay, where are we? Oh, and I looked up the two books that she mentioned, and both of them look, the End of Her by Sherry Lapina, that actually looks pretty good. It was an instant bestseller, and it's just a fictional murder mystery kind of thing. Okay, so the next call 24 with Amy Lang on July 31st. Okay, I don't really have any before the call notes, so we'll just get to it. So we have this call, and then we have one more call with Harley, and then that's it for July of 2021. But I do have one bonus call from August 2nd of 2021 that we'll go ahead and play.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
I just finished baking and stuff, and then I made stuff. I don't know.
What'd you make?
So I made a pineapple cake, and then I made some, like a chocolate cake.
That all sounds really good.
Yeah, you learn how to make it all with what you got. Everybody said it's good. Then I made pretzel bread.
Dang.
Yeah.
That all sounds really good.
Yeah, you learn how to turn stuff into stuff that you don't, you know what I mean? Like you turn oranges into pineapples. I made a pineapple upside down cake. And then you turn, like, the bread into, like, pretzel bread and let the pretzel soak in it. And you turn all kinds of stuff. You make all these shebangs and all these contraptions. I've learned how to make. I learned how to make chocolate icing out of nothing. A little bit of cocoa powder.
I was gonna ask, how the heck do you make that?
So you take a little bit of cocoa powder, then you crunch the cookies up that they give you at lunch, real fine, like almost like powdery. Put all that with a little bit of cocoa powder in there and a little bit of milk, and just whip it up. Keep whipping, and it turns into icing.
That's pretty creative.
Yeah, did that, and then I made one tropical cake I made with Jolly Ranchers, but I made watermelon icing with Jolly Ranchers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That actually sounds really good. Like, I have a horrible sweet tooth. That sounds really good.
Yeah, and then like I can only get stuff that's kosher, so then I got shebang because I'm on a kosher meal, and so you take shebangs and you mix them all up, and then you can put hot sauce in the shebangs, and then put like plain chips in there, make tostadas. But,
huh. Like it's something to do to kind of like pass the time too.
Yeah, it helps me. Everybody's like, you make a cake every day. I just have people give me all their cookies, and I made a cake for them. And I just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it helps me stay busy. So I've been making cakes all morning because we didn't get to come out to evening. But tomorrow, my time's going to change because I was going to let you know so you didn't confuse your times. But since there's 31 days, we come out again tomorrow at evening.
Okay, so it's the evening? Okay.
Yeah, because there's 31 days, and I'm top tier, so that means we're always second. So they start on the first. So the first means bottom tier comes out on the first, and then top tier comes out second. So they have to get it. The 31 days, it lines it back up so that on the first, tomorrow, the top tier comes out first. You know what I mean?
I gotcha. Okay,
bottom
cool.
tier comes out first, yeah.
Yeah, because now that I know, when I look at the calendar, when I'm trying to, like, set up video visits, we have to do it 48 hours out, but now I can do it really quickly because I'm like, now I know what time she's out.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to tell you that so it didn't throw off the every other day. It's only because there's 31 days it does that.
Okay, yeah, because I'm glad you told me because I would not have known and then I would have been really confused.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, let me tell her in case she's got a visit. She's going to be like, what do you mean, opposite time? I figure a lot of people that didn't remember that probably have stuff scheduled for tomorrow, and I came out telling everybody. They were like, you be keeping us straight. They were like, when your mind's right, you got a sharp memory. I said, yeah, well, my mind's right now. I'm on point.
It seems like you've been doing pretty good lately.
Well, I've been trying to stay busy. They let us go outside. I spanked them in basketball. So we did that, and then so we just had like I can stay busy, and we got batteries back. I forgot. So batteries are missing for like 6 weeks. Yeah, so that helps.
And you have a radio, right?
Yeah, I have a radio, but like they said batteries were on a shortage for 6 weeks, and none of us had batteries, so we couldn't hear nothing on the daggone TV, and then we couldn't hear music or nothing. So inside of the cells, so I go like my brain's too high functioning. When I don't have something to do, I start going crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I'm the same
these
way.
People be hollering. I saw the Olympic thing, and these mental health people. I'm sitting there like, y'all don't have a clue. You know, like
yeah. No, every time I get bored or whatever, or I start to get like lost in my own head, I kind of think about like you and where you're at, and I'm just like, there's no way I could do it. Like I could not, I could not make it as long as you have. So like, props to you because I couldn't do it.
Trust me, I still have my days. Like when I don't call you for a while, just know that's when I be losing my mind. And we didn't get batteries until yesterday, so the day before yesterday. So that's why a few days I was like losing my mind again. And then we get locked down with that crazy lady, and then, it's like,
Yeah.
it
Dixie
adds
dumbbell.
more. Yeah, it's more as the environment. And then, well, I've been trying to stay busy because we got some crazies in here right now. Other than the people trying to take my pee, they're kind of full. So some of the crazies is in here. So I got this one lady beside me. I think the doctor's walking up to her now because she's freaking crazy. But yeah, she been yelling about something. Then she told me I was involved in her case. I was like, no, ma'am, I don't know who you are. I said, I'm so sorry. I mean, is there anything I can do to help you? And then she told me that I was at JCPenney's with her, and then I was like, no, I've never seen you. I've been to JCPenney's. And then she's like, no, it's Kmart. Honey, Kmart ain't even there anymore, I don't think, So I tried to, talk to her. So I went and anointed the room, started praying all the rooms down, because then she started doing satanic shit. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, she's crazy. She be yelling at 2 a.m. in the morning about stupid stuff, yelling and beating on the doors. I'm like, God, I thought I was out of the crazy ward, but now the crazies are in here again. So.
Yeah, there's probably a whole mixture of people there.
Well, the girls, I was just playing the spades, and they were like, oh, my God, we're starting to get the crazies in here again. I said, yeah, they've run out of room for them. I said, drugs, man, been perma-fried their head.
Yeah. That one lady, what's her problem? She's just off the wall.
Drugs. I'm telling you, 90% is drug-induced psychosis. They're crazy.
It doesn't surprise me.
They've got a bad, I think they said they call it a hot shot or something like that, where they get a bad drug or something. Like this girl was talking to me about it. She was like telling me she did 7 grams a day or something. I'm sitting there listening to her. I had no idea what that means. I just looked at her as she finished. I said, you literally, I mean, you might as well put me in Tokyo at the Olympics, because I have no idea what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know. Is that a lot? I mean, why are we talking about this? Is this a lot? I mean, I know what grams mean in terms of if you're weighing stuff, mathematically, but I don't know, because she kept saying, I asked her why she was sick, and I'm like, is there anything I can do to help you? Like, you can't eat the food, whatever. And she was saying because she was doing 7 grams a day, so it takes a while before she can eat again. I was like, oh, okay, is that a lot? I don't know. And everybody's like, she's lying. It's 7 grams. Like, oh, I got to give you the update about the snitch. So, so we called her, right? And we wanted to see what was going on. And we're like, because she left and told us that she was going to Florida because there was this emergency, and she had this big time attorney, and he had paid the judge or something. And remember, I told you, and I was like, don't tell me that. We're not paying nobody. We know that was a lie. We know she was just, making that shit up. But anyway, so then she was like, she left and didn't tell anybody bye. And so we were like, okay, whatever. So then we called, and we're like, hey, we just wanted to check on you. We truly did want to check on her because, if someone had died. And she was like, oh, yeah, dead. Oh, yeah, it's my brother. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
What the?
Yeah. Then she went to talk about Hummers and cranking up Hummers and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there like, and the other girl had the other headphone in listening, and someone else was listening on the other thing. And they were like, she's full of shit. I couldn't do it anymore. The lies kept going, and we knew that what she was, and I just hit the end button on the tablet. I was like, I can't listen to this anymore. I was like, y'all can call her back. I can't listen to this. She's full of shit. She thinks we're stupid.
I can't stand people like that, because, at a certain point, you can read right through their BS, and it's like, why, you're looking me dead in the eye, or, talking on the phone or whatever. Yeah. If you talk to them enough, you can tell when they're lying, and, they have to know that they're lying.
Yeah, but, I mean, this girl, okay, it's not like your little thing that you're like, oh, did you take the cookies? No, or me. Like that. No, this girl is talking about dead people that is supposedly dead, and she's supposed to be on this plane going there, but yet her brother died, but she's at Hummers. And again, I'm not taking it. I know people deal differently. We've had this conversation before in trauma. That's not what I'm saying. She wouldn't even let us call her family to let them know that she knew that supposedly someone was whatever. So my point is, she's not acting that way because of a traumatic event, because there was no traumatic event.
Yeah.
There's a difference. And that's what pissed me off the most, because I looked at her when she was telling me this, and originally, and I said, listen, don't play me with that. I said, you don't know what a tragic event is. I said, you don't know what it's like to act a certain way, and you don't know what it's like to lose your mind, because obviously you don't really give a shit who's dead in Florida right now. You don't really care. I just got mad and got up. You know, like, I mean, you don't.
It sounds like she wanted, like, she was lying for attention. Like, she wanted sympathy or something.
That's what we think it is, too, because, don't get me wrong, this other girl, her dad died. And, yeah, she didn't go bawling out on the floor because, like, remember I told you have to keep this whole persona in here when, you know, people think you're weak or whatever. But
yeah.
I've checked on this girl every day, and she's like, you know, the funeral was today, and she was like, it's so sad I couldn't go to it. You know, like, it's a legit story because the person really did die. You know what I mean? And, like, this girl has nothing on her books. She had the one I'm telling you right now. You know, nothing. And I don't leave her out of anything when we're cooking, you know, that type of thing, because I'm like, you know, I'm not going to do that to someone. She's legit. She can't help it, you know, that type of thing. I have sympathy for people in that situation, but then so I don't care that you got, you know, nothing. If we got an extra piece of cake, we're going to give it to you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody throws in, you know what I mean? Like, so if I buy cookies, someone buys chips, someone buys whatever, and then you throw in on all of it, you know what I mean? And then that way you get a part of everything. We help her out because she don't have it. But, like, my point behind telling you that is this other girl that makes a part of life, she didn't have to do all that. We would have, you know what I mean? We would have looked out for her, you know, the best we could have.
Yeah, it's so hard to understand, like, people who think that way. Like, I don't get it. I guess it's because, like, I've never been somebody to lie. Like, just because it's too complicated. It's harder to keep up with lies than it is to just tell the truth, you know?
Well, what happens is you start with one little white lie, and then you have to make another lie, and another lie to back up that lie. And see, that's where they didn't train her good, because her lies kept going from her age to what she was here for, because I don't ask people what they're here for. It ain't really none of my business. But if you just go out telling me this bullshit stories, then I just be listening, like the whole Grams thing, I'm listening. Because I was wanting to know, how did my name get brought into the pee situation? Because I was asking the girl, I'm like, look, how did I get brought into the pee thing? You know, like, what is going on here? And they were like, we just knew you had clean pee. And I was like, oh my God, did I tell you that the nurse came in here with pee cups and drawing blood? They almost pissed in their pants, all of them.
Oh, I bet.
Yes, I was like, so I was standing at the door. I was going, uh-oh.
Well, you know what they say, play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So if they're dumb enough to do that, like, they have to be willing to accept the consequences.
Yeah, I was sitting there like, uh-oh, but they didn't. That wasn't what it was for. It was for, like, people who take lithium.
Oh, okay.
You talking about freaked out? They had freaked. I was laughing.
Oh, I bet they were sweating bullets.
I started to be like, who's got it? I got pee for a bag of coffee.
Or some batteries or something.
Yeah, serious, man. If somebody had batteries, I believe I'd have gave in then, because I'd have been like, okay, batteries, sure. Here you go. I'll give you my pee.
Oh, man. That's funny.
I can't make these stories up. Look, I can't make these stories up. I'm telling you, I can't make them up. This is real life in here.
There was one I was going to tell you about the other day. It was just like, I couldn't believe it happened. It was so bizarre. So I went to the store because I had to get tampons, right? And there's this lady, like this older lady standing by the tampon aisle, just standing there, not like really looking at anything. So I go to grab some, and she like looks at me, and she's like, "Excuse me, like, you know those are against the Lord's work, right?" I just look at her and don't say anything because I'm like, how am I supposed to respond to this? And basically, what she told me is that by using those, this is how they kind of they like take away a person's virginity, so to speak. And I was like, "Ma'am, I'm like 30 and married, and I have kids."
Pretty sure it's kind of late for that, ma'am.
Yeah, it was so awkward. Like, my face must have turned so red. I'm just like, and there's people around, and I'm like, please, for the love of God, I hope they're not hearing this conversation because it's freaking me out.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I'm sorry, drugs are bad. It's not drugs, it's just people's mixed thought process and craziness. Oh, before it hangs up, will you text Harley and tell her, please, can she please do that for me on that account? She knows. I talked to her about it yesterday, but she's supposed to do it, but I know how she is. She's like, you have to tell this girl like 15 times because she just got so much going on in her head. But if she can please do that, because I need to get hygiene, and I gotta buy food too. So she is trying to put it on my friend's account so we can get hygiene, because I can get hygiene like that, but you only have a certain limit. You see what I'm saying? Like, we can only spend like $40 a week on our account, but like a thing of deodorant is $5. So if I buy deodorant, yes. If I buy deodorant and a T-shirt, that's already almost $12, and then like that means I can only spend $20 some left on food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll message her.
Yeah, so just so she can do that so I can get like the mouthwash and all that stuff on from the girl, and I told her I'd give her.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Oh, I wish it wouldn't have cut off right there where she said, and I told her I'd give her a blank. I do wonder what Letitia promised this person who's, taking her money in. I started the comment from Grammy. Grammy says maybe she was buying no kosher snacks from other inmates and trying to be sneaky. Yeah, so I know that it's not this $40 limit that she's talking about. And I mean, she's ordered all kinds of stuff. I mean, I have a record of everything that she ordered at the jail when she ordered it. So not only did Letitia spend more than $4,000 while she was housed at the El Paso County Criminal Justice Center, but apparently that number is even higher because that doesn't include the money that was put on other people's books that she used. But Grammy, I think you're right. I think that if Harley puts money on this other inmate's account, then the other inmate can order the non-kosher stuff and give it to Letitia, and then Letitia will, give this lady some sort of Scooby snack for ordering her non-kosher food. I mean, I don't know that that's true, but that makes the most sense. and I starred the comment from Jilly Bean as well. It was said often how she didn't cook. So how is it now that she's the cook? That's hilarious. I hadn't even considered that. Like, remember when Albert in court was like, "Well, she could make a Chick-fil-A sandwich." There's no, Letitia can't cook, but apparently in jail, she's Rachel Ray. I apparently. I just thought that was funny. And I have an old comment here that I starred, and it goes back to one of the earlier phone calls with Amy Lang, where Letitia says she's watching basketball, and Amy goes, "Oh, really? Who's playing? I love basketball." Or what game? I love basketball. And Letitia's like, "It's the NBA Finals." And Amy's like, "Oh yeah, I heard Adele was there." Like, first of all, somebody who loves basketball is going to know that the NBA Finals are on. Okay, Amy Lang. Second of all, the go-to comment about the NBA Finals is not about Adele. It was just another point of, the way, "Oh, tell me more. I love basketball." No, you don't. Shut up. You don't agree with everything. You don't love everything that Letitia loves. It was just ridiculous. So anyway, that was an old note that I had starred was, "I love basketball." No, you don't. And then the only other one that I have up here, Isa Brown asked like a while back what happened with Letitia and Aunt Katrina. And okay, so keep in mind that I've heard March, April, May, and June of 2020 jail calls. And that's when she was really talking to Aunt Katrina a lot. I don't have July, August, or September of 2020. And then I do have October, up to now, July of 2021. So there are 3 months that I don't have, which would have a lot more information about the relationship between her and Aunt Katrina. But from what I can gather at the end, when Letitia stopped calling Aunt Katrina, it was because Letitia had fed Aunt Katrina full of all sorts of bullshit about how she was having to do illegal stuff with bad people for money so that she could hire a private attorney because she didn't want the public defenders anymore. And then Letitia stopped taking visits from the public defenders, and Katrina was trying to facilitate, the relationship between Letitia and her attorneys, the way that Amy does with her current attorneys. And basically, Katrina got worried about Letitia, and she was repeating things that Letitia didn't want her to repeat. It's that way with a liar. they're feeding you full of all sorts of bullshit, and you're just supposed to eat it and take it and like it, and you don't go to somebody else and tell them all about it, because that person has already been to that other person and told them a different story. So basically, Katrina inadvertently busted Letitia in some major dishonesty, and it affected the relationship with her attorneys. And so, Letitia just, she kicked Aunt Katrina out of the club because she wasn't getting what she needed out of Aunt Katrina. And that's right about the time Amy Lang came on board. And in Amy Lang, she found someone who she could easily manipulate and tell whatever lies that she wanted to. And Katrina was just out, after everything she had done for her. I still, I've heard nothing out of the phone calls with Aunt Katrina that made me not have respect for her. Aunt Katrina was a real one, in my opinion. And, as far as I'm concerned, Letitia did her a favor by cutting her out. I mean, the outcome, the inevitable outcome, is that she would be used, abused, and thrown away. So, sooner better than later, right? I mean, I think Aunt Katrina dodged a bullet, so to speak. Obviously, I think that's kind of probably not the right thing to say as it relates to this case. Where Gannon had an actual bullet in his jaw, thanks to this woman who's on top of the world with her jail cakes and her CI club and her biggest fan and all her money and all her commissary. Oh, it's so gross. So gross. Okay, let me see. All right. Okay, so we have one more call for the month, and that is with Harley. And I can promise you that when I get off of this live stream tonight, I'm not going to be making pineapple cake or chocolate cake or pretzel bread or shebang tostadas, as exciting as that sounds. Shebang tostadas. She really is a chef. Okay. Last call with Harley, and then the bonus call.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, what you doing?
Just got back home.
Where you been?
Heading Brenda's.
Oh. What's wrong?
Nothing?
Were you able to do that for me?
No, I haven't done it yet.
Okay, do you know when you could do it?
I can do it now. I just had to put all my money in the bank, so I didn't have any money in my account.
Oh, you already put it in the bank?
Yeah, I did today.
Oh, don't be holding on to that much money.
What?
I said, don't be holding on. Can you do it then so she could do it before it closes out?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay. So, what did you do today, Brenda?
Nothing, just, I don't know.
What?
I said, I don't even remember. She was mad at me because I wouldn't mow her lawn. I'm like, I'm not mowing the lawn.
Oh, with the push lawnmower or riding lawnmower?
The riding one.
Oh, the riding one's fun.
Mm.
Guess what I made? I made a pineapple cake, upside down cake. I made pretzel bread. I made, what did I make? I made something else. Oh, I made this like this cake with watermelon, icing, and I used the Jolly Rancher to like whip it up and stuff. I figured you'd be shocked.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, you have to make it out of certain stuff, and I had to make chocolate icing out of hot cocoa, out of cocoa powder and creamer and stuff like that. You just have to figure out how to, like, whip it up and make icing and stuff like
did I do that?
Do what?
They make you pay a $7 handling fee.
How much?
Every time I put money on your account, I have to pay a $7 handling fee.
No matter how much it is?
Yeah.
Well, then just do 20 then.
That's okay.
Holy smokes, that's crazy.
Dang, my card.
Oh my gosh,
My,
$600.
like,
I thought it should go with the percentage of whatever you put on there.
No, $7.95. Okay, I did it.
Okay, cool. Oh man, what are you gonna do tomorrow?
Go to church. That's it, really.
Alrighty, well, I just want you to know that I come out again tomorrow evening because it's the first, so I'm on top, so we have to switch time. So I come out tomorrow evening again. So do you work tomorrow evening?
No.
Okay. Well, I hope you have a good time at church. So you can tell me what you read for church. I will tell you what I did. Well, I did today because today's Shabbat. So, because it's really the Sabbath today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I did tomorrow for church, and you tell me what you did. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I love you so much.
Okay, I love you too.
Tell Sadie I love her too.
Okay, I will.
Okay. Bye. Thank you. Love you. Love you.
As an afterthought. Thank you. That's funny. I was just talking in chat to Terry about whether or not she ever says thank you. And I think that this is I could be wrong, but this is the first time I recall hearing her say thank you in the entire month of jail calls, even though she was constantly asking for things from everybody that she talked to. And can you guys believe the nerve of Aunt Brenda to ask Harley to mow her lawn? I mean, are you kidding me? No, I know that Harley has a lot going on, and I know that, look, Harley doesn't strike me as as somebody who's going to mow anybody's lawn, including her own, but still, it's, it's like, nice try, Aunt Brenda, nice try. I mean, meanwhile, Harley drives off in the car that Aunt Brenda bought with whatever she got from Aunt Rita. It's a lot. It's a lot. But you know what? I'm not listening to these calls so that I can, judge Harley or Aunt Brenda or anybody else. I mean, really, my main motivation in listening to these calls, it truly is for research and educational purposes. And I really do learn a lot about Letitia and the manipulation and the lies and the way that her brain actually works. The things that go together that aren't supposed to go together, but you see her put them together 5 or 6 times and you go, oh, okay, that's how it works in Letitia's head, And, oh, God. Yeah, Tasha says the audacity of guilt tripping your daughter for money after unaliving your stepson with zero shame while listing the ingredients of the cake she is expecting to pay for is a lot. Yeah, absolutely. And Harley's back to the sweetie voice, what I call the sweetie voice. And it's because, in my opinion, it's probably because here she is, putting her own money on some stranger's account, what and she's doing it anyway. So I feel like in that situation, she's going to go back into that mode where she feels like she needs a little bit of protection. I've always thought that Harley's sweetie voice is a defense mechanism, and she knows things aren't right, but she's kind of just trying to find her way and move forward. But, what do I know? That's just, it's just an opinion. But at the end, when she said, "Tell Sadie I love her," my very first thought was, why can't you tell her? Remember, you can telepath, Letitia. Why don't you tell Sadie you love her by telepathing? Well, telepathic. Because telepath is a verb, remember? So anyway, okay, so that was the last call for July, and they went ahead and sent the first call for August. And as long as I can raise enough through crowdsourcing, I'm going to order August as soon as I can. But since we have this one, I'm going to go ahead and play it. And it's nothing spectacular, but it does give us a new word of the day. So we learned a lot of new words this month, or at least new ways to use old words or variations thereof. We have garden oils, satanism, satanic. We have iridescenty as an adjective. We have telepath as a verb, like to telepath. Am I missing any, you guys? We've had this, we always get a vocabulary lesson. So anyway, the word of this next call is permafried. So I'll let you guys hear what permafried means.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
What you doing?
Nothing.
Were you at home?
Yeah.
I called you yesterday to tell you I made a cake for Pipey and for your dad, and we said happy birthday to them. I made orange pickle cake, but you didn't answer, and I was like, all right, I told everybody this is for Chance and for Pipey.
Oh.
I know. Then, just now, this crazy lady was trying to beat me up.
Huh?
Yeah, so I was in the shower, and she tried to come in the shower with me. I said, whoa, no, whoa, get up out of here. She called me an F&B, so she's going to kill me. And the deputy's like, what was she doing? I said, she was trying to come in the shower while I was showering, but I know she's mentally crazy, so I just, I'm not going to play on that. I mean, who are you to try to, beat up somebody who's mentally ill? That ain't my style, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just laughing. I said, I know she's... I said, I know she's a little strange. She also thinks people are in a room. You know the game show, The Chase, with the Beast?
No.
Anyway, it's called The Chase. So she was laying on the floor laughing, spinning, going, huh, Chase, good job, Chase. And everybody's like, the man's name is not Chase. It's the name of the game. She's like, yeah, Chase is doing a great job at JP Pennies. She's out there. Drugs. Don't ever do drugs because that's what they do to people. It's called permafried. They get permafried. That means they go there and they never come back because they're crazy as hell. They can never come back because they did so many drugs. So it's called permafried.
Right.
That's her. She done so many or she got a bad one and she's flipping nuts. Yeah. She be yelling at 2 and 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, cursing out people that ain't even there. So yeah. Anyway. You gotta work today?
No.
You're not very talkative.
I'm just tired.
Tired? Oh my goodness. You need to be doing something more of a regimen because you're always tired. Your vitamins are depleting somewhere.
I know. I take energy vitamins, but they don't seem to work.
You gotta figure out another method, huh?
Yeah.
Vitamin C, you got that going? Need a lot of that.
Vitamin C.
Yeah, man, you get a lot of vitamin C. Go get you a bunch of orange juice or some oranges.
I don't like orange juice.
Well, then there you go. You probably need some of that because that helps your immune system. There's so much vitamin C in the orange peels. Put the orange peels in water and let them soak and get that taste and drink it. Oh, my God, it's so much vitamin C. Or you can just eat the orange peels by itself. That's what I do. I put the grape Kool-Aid packet on it and just eat orange peels. So much vitamin C. But anyway. Then the lady got mad. She went in her room. She slammed the door like 15 times, like hard. Boom, 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 boom. And she's just a little old Asian lady. Her last name's like Hong Chong. So then, like, everybody was like, we figured you had it. I said, they weren't even having it to it. I ain't sitting there about to go fight with some mentally ill lady. I just looked at her and laughed. I'm like, okay, lady, go to your room.
You have 1 minute remaining.
We ain't about to do none of this constant fighting stuff now up in here over you being crazy trying to enter the shower with me. And I mean, like, the great thing was she didn't even, like, mistake that the shower wasn't open. She just was crazy and roaming around. No towel, no nothing, just roaming in showers, roaming indoors. That's what she does.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, a little bit cuckoo, you know. Anyway. Okay, well, you have a beautiful day. It's going to hang up because I think it was my free phone call. And I love you so much.
Me too. I love you. I love
the Lord
you
loves
too.
you. Keep your armor of God always on you. Ephesians 6, okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Love
bye.
you.
Love you.
Bye. Bye. Hello?
Hey. Well, no, wait. Sorry, it started over, guys. Okay, remove. There we go. Oh, boy. Ephesians 6. So there were a couple of recurring themes throughout the month of calls. One was the use of her word sociopath. And at one point she was laughing and saying, I must be a sociopath when she's talking to Harley. And at the next point she's talking to Amy and she's like, they think we're sociopaths, but they're wrong. So, anyway. The only thing I really want to add at this point, and if you're as crazy as me, then I will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Central. And it's just going to be a premiere of all the jail calls back to back with no commentary. Debbie, I know you really like the calls with no commentary. I do as well, because I'm picking them apart. I'm studying them. I'm, it's not always as fruitful as I would like it to be, but sometimes I do, pull out some real gems that make something else make sense, But the main thing that I want to talk about just before we wrap it up is the way that she behaves in prison. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish my last thought. So the recurring theme, she talked about being a sociopath, but she brought up Ephesians 6 at least twice. And I did look it up, and I'm not gonna go into it right now. For that matter, I also looked up the song that she keeps talking about with the bestie and the Tessie. And I did link to that song on my community page, the community wall on YouTube. Just if you're curious, it's one of Harley's favorite songs. And, it's a song that Letitia and Harley have together because they're best friends. They weren't best friends at the beginning of the month, but Letitia has gone back to what I would call like the honeymoon phase. And now she's trying to win Harley back over. There are times when she has not called Harley at all, thinking that would be some sort of punishment. Again, manipulation. And then there are times, when she punishes Harley for not taking her calls. And, it's all over the place. But it really, after listening to this many months of jail calls, it's definitely a pattern. And right now we're at the stage where Letitia is trying to rebuild the relationship that, she borders on screwing up on a regular basis. And so she's drawing Harley back in, and I would rather her be at that phase than the phase where she's playing crazy with Harley, because it hurts to listen to. I mean, in my opinion, it is child abuse. We talked about it. Stacy Ann. So tomorrow will actually be 6 p.m. Eastern. So it's 5 p.m. Central and 6 p.m. Eastern. And I won't be on the microphone. I won't be, we'll have discussion in chat, but that's it. But anyway, so it is interesting to look at Ephesians 6 because I was not familiar with it. And one of the reasons why I don't want to end with it is because, the way I start pulling things apart, and I try to imagine what part of Ephesians 6 Letitia is trying to use to manipulate the person that she's talking to. And if I start doing that with the Bible, we'll be here all night. I'll offend people. It's just no bueno. I do want to show you guys something before we get off of here. I think I can do it. Let me pull up actually my YouTube channel in another window. So I posted something that was members only on my community wall. And since many of you guys in here are not members, I want to show it to you anyway. This is a drawing that I've worked with an illustrator since like 2016 on various projects. And I asked him to illustrate something for me. And then I asked my members to caption it. Michelle says, do you know how long the calls are for tomorrow? Tomorrow's premiere will be 3 hours, 33 minutes and some change. Okay, so let me get rid of that video and share my screen. Okay, so if any of you guys come back for replay, can you see that okay? It doesn't really show you the whole thing, does it? Maybe if I make it smaller, I'll get it together. Okay, is that better? Can you guys see that? Okay, so that's an illustration that I had somebody do for me, and my comment when I asked him to do the illustration was, I want Letitia standing in front of Satan, and I want him, with a text bubble saying, "Not today, Tisha," because people say all the time, "Not today, Satan." Well, in my mind, Satan would see Letitia and say, "Not today, Tisha." Because in a lot of ways, she's a lot worse than. Anyway, so there was I asked people to caption it, and some of the captions that people shared, whoops, wrong one. If I could click on the right thing, here we go. So my caption, of course, was "Not today, Tisha." And Rope Scow said, "I need immunity. Can you give me immunity?" She's asking him for immunity, and he's like, "No, bitch. No immunity for you." And then Jewel said, "You can't blame this on me, lie, Tisha." And and I think DLB 152, I think that's Debbie. Let me see. Is that Debbie? It might be Donna. Gosh, you guys have the same initials. Anyway, the caption was, "I didn't make you do it, Tisha. That was all you." And then Scout said, "I may be low, Letitia, but you are even worse than me. When people look up the word evil, it will be your name and picture next to the definition, not mine. Now be gone, Letitia. I do not want to be associated with you." And then Dee Dee said, "Get out of here. This place is too good for the likes of you." So like if she was going to like she was trying to get into hell, and they were like, no vacancy. Yo, no vacancy. Anyway, oh, I don't know that I would make any t-shirts, but I thought it was a really great illustration. I thought it was pretty great. And it's so obviously her because, I showed him an image of her with the interview with Spencer Wilson with her back to the camera. And that's, infamously iconic at this point. Let's see. Tasha says, "I am not saying F. Harley's feelings at all. It's disgusting to me that Letitia isn't at all concerned with anyone but herself." Yeah, it is disgusting. And my opinion of, Harley and Harley's involvement and her knowledge or lack thereof has changed over the years. And I do go back and forth. But here's the good news. my opinion about Harley's involvement does not matter at all. I will tell you that I am thinking about taking the next step. You know, the sheriff's office, the district attorney's office, nobody will release Harley's proffer interview. And she was, in fact, an adult, and I don't understand. And there are some steps that can be taken to get that unsealed. And you know, I don't know, I'm 50-50 on it. I definitely have the curiosity. But sometimes that curiosity is not necessarily a good thing, and I have to watch it. You know, why is it? I don't know. I'm not willing to say that I'm going to take the next step. I just know that there are other steps that can be taken to get that proffer interview. Maybe it becomes one of those things. I mean, there are several things in this case that I've received that I haven't shared, not because I'm holding back from you guys, but because it just wouldn't be appropriate. You know, so I guess it's one of those things. I would have to see it for myself and then decide if I want to be responsible for putting it out into the world or not. And I guess we'll just see what happens. But thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate you so much. I hope to see you tomorrow or on the replay. But if you would, on the replay for this video, if you go back into the comments, tell me what your caption would be for that image. Maybe a coffee cup. Maybe we'll make a satanic coffee cup with Letitia and the devil. Maybe, I don't know. But I do want to see your guys' captions. All right, have a good night. Thanks for being here with me, and I will see you guys tomorrow.